Kings will host the Milwaukee Bucks, Brooklyn Nets, and Golden State Warriors in a preseason showcase that's sure to bring more fireworks to your 4th of July weekend. 3-day general admission passes for July 4th, 5th, and 6th are available now. Visit kings.com/California Classic for details.
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
KHD 1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he.
Up close and personal.
Oh, Flexi Flexerton. What's up? Living the life. Lap of luxury. Chris Rillard watching wrestling.
This is the height of luxury.
Yeah. How was it, Chris? I mean, like, you know, it's like asking John Calipari about Darius Acuff. He's not going to come on and just trash it. You're not going to come on and trash it, but, you know, how was it? Be as honest as you can, please.
It was amazing. And not only that, I got a text about halfway through the show saying, hey, would you like 4 seats? Yes, I would.
Oh?
So then I was right there in the cage match. I got to see Kevin Knight get his face blown up and fall through 4 tables. My interview with Will Ospreay, he ended up winning the Owen Hart Foundation Cup, and he is going to be in the main event to fight for the heavyweight championship at All Out in London at Wembley Stadium.
You going?
You going?
I don't think I can make that one.
When is that?
That is at the end of August.
Which time?
I still need a passport.
You don't have a passport?
I do, but I just need to get it renewed.
Oh, you have time.
I think I'll wait till next year.
You do have time? Okay. Just saying, be a great trip. I can help you out on that one. Give you some things to do. I actually might be over there.
Maybe I'll give you some things to do.
I was going to say, I can go instead of you and see Kevin Knight and John Ospreay doing their thing. Wrestling and wrestling.
Forbidden and Dooring. And
yeah, forbidden.
Now that's all in, stupid.
Oh, all in the Forbidden Door. Coming up. By the way, Forbidden Door sounds funny when you think about it.
What's so funny?
Just saying. Sounds more like a marriage thing than a wrestling thing. The old Forbidden Door. Do not look behind door number 2. Or would it be? Yeah, whatever. Good morning. Welcome in.
Good morning.
It's a rather large show for you today. You know, after the middays yesterday, got to carry the press conference live, and that happened. I think we've got sound for you, Chris. Where's the sound parked? Is that going to be in Daly or do we know? Kings
in World. I didn't get any leading off.
Okay, no, you didn't do leading off today. Wow.
I did not.
Wow. Okay, way to
looks empty.
Way to do the job.
I mean, I guess I did.
Yeah. It's in World. I don't see anything from the presser in that.
From the presser, I'm working on that.
Okay, you throw it in Daly or Kings? Daly.
Okay.
There's a little show meeting for you guys. So we got a lot. We got Scott Perry coming on at 9:30. We're a little nervous. This won't be on. Any way you want it, that's the way you need it. A little nervous about the video connection. That's not on us. It's that Scott's going to kind of be on his own doing the tech stuff today. And yes.
Maybe we need to give him a Tuesday
and we
motivation.
saw how good Coach Calipari was at that.
Right. If and I mean this with all respect, but if Scott Perry GM'd like the tech stuff, he'd be Pete D'Alessandro. So we're a little nervous about that. But then, we have the phone as a backup. Okay. And by the way, no disrespect to Pete. Well, I guess so. You know what? I can't really. That is kind of disrespect. So we're going to have Scott at 9:30, and we're going to switch our clock around. So instead of us doing a long segment from 9 to 9:30, we're going to Jason, thought I'd let you know this.
Thanks.
Yeah, I want to let you know right now. We're doing a show meeting right now. So we'll do, instead of having those 2 segments at the end, we'll probably do the 2 segments from 9 to 9:24, and then go 9:28 all the way up if we can. All the way up if we can. So we'll just flip-flop. Now, if you wouldn't mind turning over your prep sheet, because I noticed something there, Jason. You made an arrow from the bottom to the top, but you didn't make an arrow from the top to the bottom. So where's that going? Is that just staying there? It's not moving.
No, we have two things.
Oh, so you're just moving that up, but this doesn't go down.
Oh,
I got it. Okay, no, you're right. You're right.
Stays here.
See, college graduate.
That moves up.
High school
That's
dropout.
two segments.
Yeah.
That's one.
Yeah, no, you got it. You got it. Hey, you nailed it. You nailed it. Again, college, junior high. That's the difference. I don't know. Is shout out the right word? Salute, handshake to UC Davis Children's Hospital. Jason, you and I went yesterday, along with many others. Well, many others. We had a nice group out there.
20, right? 18.
Yeah,
20.
yeah. Not just folks from the station, but we also had debuting very soon new partners, Pest Pros, that came out. They're incredibly involved in the community, which is one of the reasons why they're coming on with us. And, they were out there taking a tour, so we got out there. Now, when you say, "Hey, you're touring a children," it sounds weird. You're touring a children's hospital. It's not a you have kids in peril. It's not. We're not buying tickets and taking photos and treating it like a museum. It's because of our involvement this fall / I think winter actually, or late fall, holiday season. In the Children's Miracle Network, we're going to partner up like our sister station KNCI has done and be involved in raising some funds for a very, very good cause. And one of the things that we very much wanted to do, which helps us in getting that message out, and by the way, many of you are familiar with that group already, but is to see in person. We understand that there are kids that are sick and struggling there, but where the money goes, what it physically buys, why it's necessary, and the good work that these folks do, the amazing work that these folks do out there to not just save lives or extend lives, but also it's just so important to make these kids feel safe and comfortable and, dare I say, even happy at times, distracted, if you will. Because look, I'm not a child, nor are you, but hospitals are scary. I do not like hospitals. I'm not a fan of them. I've spent a lot of time there with my mom and along with my dad. We've all have our own relationships with hospitals. I'm very intimidated by I don't like them. So a young child being in a hospital has to be a ridiculous amount of terror in a lot of cases. And these people do. We saw so many things yesterday by the fine people out there. So I wanted to say thanks to them. Mm-hmm. Really looking forward to getting involved there this fall, this winter.
Yeah, I think the KNCI and others, and this community and other communities have done such a wonderful job with that. But it's gonna be good for us. That's gonna be great. I'm really excited about that.
And to think none of this would have happened unless Dave felt bad about getting a bagel.
I know he's got it. He's got it. You know it? Mm-hmm. Hold on. Last year when they did the telethon thingy over at KNCI, I was offered a bagel by the very lady who gave us the tour yesterday. And I got the bagel because they had bagels and all kinds of drinks and stuff. There was food and refreshments for the people working the phones and doing all that. I felt bad because I did not, although I've done a couple of shifts on the phones in the past for them, just hopping in and doing it just to do it. But in that particular situation, did not. I was not doing any work, but I took the bagel and I felt like, okay, I got you now. And I felt very guilty about that. And that kind of led to, because I have been for years, as you have, very much wanting our station and our platform, just being transparent and honest here. I think we can always all do more for the community. I know you feel the same. We have a great platform here. And so shout out to Chad Roofer, who's instrumental behind all of this, and Karen Philbin and that whole team, names you don't know, but are very big here in the building. And then, of course, Richie the Wagon, who also kind of took the bull by the horns with this. So we're going to be involved in that and do some great stuff. And honestly, you and I have very personal relationships with this in completely different ways. Obviously, the amount of time you've spent and gone through as a parent with your son and these types of situations. I as somebody who has had with each child of mine, one with one and two with the other, minor hospital incidents that to this day are the subject of nightmares. I can't imagine, but you've gone through it along with your wife and your whole family. So when you're walking around there yesterday, there's got to be a familiarity of emotion for you.
Oh yeah. I wasn't honestly, I wasn't quite ready for that.
Neither was I.
Yeah, I thought. I mean, I knew what we were getting in. Not even getting into is the right thing, but I knew what to expect. But I didn't know to expect. Like, it was early on. I went, ooh, these are bringing back some emotions I wasn't quite ready for.
It's very.
I was like, this will be good. It's important. I know what I'm looking at, but it's like, oh man, I wasn't ready for some of that.
No, because you see it, and it's I don't know. It wasn't a somber.
No,
it was just the experiencing it and just the gravity. I think, and it was interesting because I was thinking about you. Funny enough, during the tour because of our different relationship, or my mom was a nurse, so that's probably part of the reason I spent a lot of time in hospitals growing up, and then waiting for her to get off work, and then her time in the hospital, of course, as we've gotten older. But then I was a preemie.
Right.
I was actually
you lived it.
Yeah, I lived it, and I remember none of it, thank God. But was born here in Carmichael at American River, which doesn't exist anymore, and then life flighted to what was then Oakland Children's Hospital, which has now been absorbed into USF. But it was interesting because at one point, the lady giving the tour mentioned Marriott doing some sort, the hotel group and all that, doing some sort of donation or program or whatever, which hit me because we would have reunions for all they would call the miracle kids. Gosh, I probably went up until I was 9 or 10. That's where I met Oakland Raider Kenny King. And they would have, and I've said this before, I think on the air, they would have all the Bugs Bunny characters from Marriott's Great America that they had licensed that would show up in full garb. And, getting to see and take pictures with Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck and all that was still stuff. I don't remember, thank God, the wires and tubes and all that crap coming out of me that we have the pictures of at home, but I know my parents do, and to this day they're not. Well, my mom will talk about whatever. I know my dad doesn't like talking about it, but to see what these parents are going through in real time, and then I had my daughter with me, and taking her around, it's something that I want her, of course, to see and be a part of. My other child actually is currently in Hong Kong on his way back.
Oh, okay.
He is about a quarter of the way through his 5-hour, 45-minute layover in Hong Kong, and then we'll be arriving sometime very late tonight. Otherwise, he would have been with me as well. But to have my child there now, young adult there, and going through all of that, it was very much a cross pattern, and then which led to something very interesting because I had one of the nurses giving us a tour. We were talking about that, and I texted my sister because there was a thing where they had a incubation unit that had been updated for these babies, and she had mentioned, that wasn't around when you were born. And so I'd asked my sister to send me a picture of me on the little table with the wires and stuff to kind of show the differences. And there, right in the middle of everything, my sister, who did not know where I was, thought she'd be funny.
She was.
She decided to send me a picture of. Well, I don't believe I was still in the hospital. I was
didn't look like it.
A little under a year old, and I was on my back, and I had my little baby hands on my little baby feet, and I was pulling my legs in the air, and I was bottomless, just out there to the world. So, of course, what did I do? I immediately found you and showed you. So, I think our relationship went to the next level yesterday.
It did. Yeah. Chris, that's
a respectable job.
Yeah, that was a personal highlight. The other one was when we were outside before we started the tour. And Avery was there, and I said, "Hey, Avery, have you ever heard any of our impressions of you on the show?" And she was quick. She was like, "No, but I'm sure if it did, it would probably be something like Daddy."
Daddy.
And I was like, I've never been more proud.
Daddy. Yeah, and it was a weird moment because she sounded like Chris sounding like her.
Yeah, and it was like, and she said she hadn't heard them.
Mm-hmm. No.
And I went, but you're right on.
She's dead on.
Yeah.
Because and part of that, I think, is that I
want an impression of me, Daddy.
I take that home. I'll goof with her on that. Fun moment at home, because one thing she has heard on the radio, apparently, when she's riding around with her mother, is she did remark. She goes, "We were going over, everybody was nice, and she enjoyed seeing everybody. Like, enjoyed seeing you again. Enjoyed meeting blah 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 blah." And then she goes, "Wow, I totally get why you call your boss the wagon." She's like, "He's got a wagon."
Wow.
And I was like, "Well, first off, relax."
Yeah, exactly.
Secondly, she says, "He's very nice." And she was like, "When do you call him Richie the Wagon?" I go, "Richie the Wagon, man."
She picked up on that, huh?
It's funny what kids will remember.
Yeah.
And then, we did that. And then we finally got our daddy-daughter sushi trip out.
Oh, there you go.
Yesterday.
I want sushi, Daddy.
Yeah, exactly. I was very aware. I didn't think about it going in, but I was very aware. I was like, am I doing the right thing here? Like, we just got done touring the facility and being in a very serious, somber place with, and then I took my USC attending daughter to sushi. I feel like there's something very I don't know that didn't seem right.
Well, now I feel with like a bit of hesitation on everything we say, because on Saturday Chris and I were together.
Oh yeah, I never asked you.
And we met the most P1 of all P1s of all time.
And just so everybody understands, not just one,
just Juan.
Just everybody.
No, it was Juan and Esther.
Yeah, you're right, Esther. But I mean, he was like, was there more? I said, just Juan.
Just so everybody understands, P1 is a listener that is, like, for example, I would say MC, Chris, Dwayne, Tag.
Yeah.
As somebody who's pretty much a very loyal listener.
But could recite, I mean, stuff that Chris and I would look at each other and go, wait.
Did we say
that? Yeah.
So you were experiencing what I often experience when Chris brings stuff up.
Layers upon layers.
But this was on top of another level.
Really?
Yes.
Like to the point where
he kind of figured out where I lived. And I'm like, how do you know that? And he goes, "Oh, just what's he talking about?
Just listening up."
Yeah.
I love that.
And I think what was great was, I mean, amongst the inside little stuff, I mean, faithful listener, great guy. He was fun. He was fun to talk to.
Love that.
But would go, okay, I got to know, what are you telling the guys in their ear?
Oh.
And then we're like, oh, I don't know. And then he's like, well, for example, and then he would remember example of something that we would, I mean, he was in.
Yes. He actually said one, and I'm like, okay, that's one I can tell you that I said.
Yeah.
No, he's like, remember the time when you said this to Dave and blah, 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 and but you said something in his ear and it broke the guys, and oh yeah, I know what he said. And then he's like, well, and
God, I wish I was there just to see his discomfort, because he was.
No, he's really nice.
No,
he was great.
No, I don't mean discomfort at the interaction. I mean the hesitation in, you know exactly what you said in my ear.
Oh, gotcha.
And you can't repeat what you said in our ear.
It was like he was just another member of the show. He texts the show. He
That's
says quite a bit.
Oh,
but
does
he would
he?
be like, Dave's going to be on the farm, but is he going to be on one of his other 4 he was like all different things. And he's like, oh, and you prefer chicken breast and blah, blah. It was just like.
I love that.
Man,
I love that.
Just layers upon layers.
I absolutely love that.
And he would go, hey, Chris, go. Like there was jokes that we were saying in between. And he goes, play the thing. And we're like, what? And he's like, like, oh, man. Yes.
That's great. Out at Super Taco?
Super good.
Super good. Wow. Well, good. Shout out Juan.
Juan was great.
I'm jealous. I wish I was there. That would have been awesome. That's always we're in these four walls and we're just staring at each other's his dumb face all day, and sometimes we forget that we're on every day in other people's cars or houses and all that. And it's a privilege and that's an honor, and we appreciate that. And then when you see somebody who's actually paying attention, and by the way, can I say that it also puts a smile on my face when people notice. Look, not that when somebody says, "Hey, that take on Jalen Duren, man, that you were dead on." I agree. It's more of, but when people are like, "Yeah, I like spinach too, but only if," or, "Oh, hey, great tip on the whatever the little stupid stuff we do." That's always great.
Well, and here's how great of apparently he's a viewer. He watches on YouTube. Shout out. He walked into the place, walked past us. It was Esther that said, "Hey, isn't that the guys from the radio?" And so he came back and was like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't even see you guys."
Who's Esther?
Who he was
girlfriend.
with? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
She didn't talk as much to us. She said hello. She was friendly, but he was. So she, as someone, I don't know how much she pays attention, but she obviously sees it because he's watching it.
You know what?
She noticed us.
I wasn't there. I didn't experience it, but did you walk away feeling there's like an 80-20 chance she just is like,
I've met her a couple of times.
Okay.
And so it's one of those things of like, oh, this is the guys that my boyfriend watches.
Right. I have interacted with significant others of big fans of the show. And more often than not, they're incredibly polite and nice, and they know how much it means to the person they're with.
Yeah.
But I also get the feeling they're like, why, this is on every single day.
These guys are idiots.
These guys are absolute idiots. I mean, I put up with it because he loves it so much, but these guys are morons. He probably has like a little earpiece in with like a true crime podcast on it or something. Pass the time.
It was great to meet them.
That's awesome. Yeah. Shout out to Juan. Thanks so much. And by the way, all the Juans out there, all the twos, all the threes out there.
And you'll see he watches it at a little bit of a different time. I think he says he's about an hour behind, so he'll start texting in when he hears this, maybe around 7:30.
Okay, good. Well,
look for his text.
Shouts to Juan. Yeah. And I hope because he didn't identify himself.
To Juan and all.
To Juan. And
it was wonderful.
Briefly, by the way, Chris, I'll see if you can remember the person that I'm talking about. And Jason, I'll ask you to keep a straight face since I told you my interaction with this person yesterday. I ran into an old friend of ours we used to work with back in the Madison building. And I hadn't seen them in years. We got to talking about personal lives and, how's Melissa, how are the kids and all that. I asked him about his girlfriend, and I'm terrible with names, but I remembered his girlfriend's name because his girlfriend's name was Lorraine, and it always stuck with me. How many people do you know? Because he's about
Marty's mom,
mid-30s. Right. How many people under 40 do you know with the name Lorraine? So I say, how's Lorraine? And, of course, I step in it because he goes, we broke up about a year ago, and da-da-da-da-da. Okay, and then we got to, talking and, all that, and I said, well, you see anybody right now, or how's that going? He goes, yeah, I'm actually dating a girl named Claire. And I go, Claire? Again, like Lorraine, how often are you going to see somebody under 40 named Claire? Her name's Claire Lee. I didn't know her, but I guess she's worked in the radio business before.
Putting her whole name out there?
Well, I mean, there's probably good point. Yeah. So anyway, I asked him how it's going, basically, between the two, and he says, well, it's great because I can see Claire Lee now. Lorraine is gone.
That is funny.
Is it?
You were proud of the setup.
I really am. I feel like the joke is all about the setup.
What's great is as I'm listening to him, I'm like, you didn't talk to me about someone you... And I'm going, wait. And then as you got in, I'm like,
it was a different setup than I used for you.
But I'm like, Dave forgot that he didn't tell me about this.
I got you yesterday. I got him today. I think that joke is great because the whole challenge
is finding someone over 60 that knows those names.
Is that I'm watching the person I'm telling it to and seeing if they, like, if I see even a glint of an eye roll or I'm in a joke.
You got an eye roll from him.
At the end.
He loved it.
I
feel like Mason right now.
I told my daughter this yesterday when we were eating.
How did you deliver it?
It was I ran into an old friend of your mother's and mine from back in the day. That's how I started it out. I didn't even get past Lorraine. She's like, oh, God, here we go. I was like, what do you mean, here we go? She goes, this is going to be some stupid dad joke. Go ahead, finish your story. And then I'm just caught. She knows she's had a lifetime. She has had 18 years of dad joke with me.
Wow, she peepawed you.
She dude.
Okay, Peepaw, let's hear it. Yeah, you're really excited.
Honestly, at the end, I was like, all right, here's the lesson. I was like, hey, just sit there and take the joke and pretend, okay? At the end, you can catch me on it. She's like, no, I don't like them. And so, anyways, thanks a lot. I can see clearly now. Lorraine is gone. See how I did that? Okay.
I did.
Scott Perry will join us at 9:30. We will talk to him about all things. Well, actually, not all things.
All things.
About the Kings. Will they get any rings? Thank you. Thanks. Hey, you know what? We're on fire today. We're going to talk about that. By the way, we've got Jalen Duren rumors. We've got Jonathan Kuminga rumors. We've got a Devin Carter trade. We've got so much stuff going on. Couple of Europeans knocked out of the World Cup. We'll spend, like 30 seconds on that. But it is a big day. If you're looking for Sacramento Kings coverage, you got it right here on Sactown Sports.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt and Kayla, and the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on demand and at your fingertips. Get your fix of the Sacramento Kings, 49ers, Giants, Athletics, NFL, NBA, and the latest in sports and entertainment all in one place at Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com. Or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Dawn or dusk, I'm on the hunt. Skeeter here, Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District, and I'm wearing Skeeter Vision, night vision goggles that light up skeeters at dawn or dusk like the 4th of July. Mosquito, 12 o'clock. Got 'em. So fight the bite by wearing long sleeves and pants at dawn or dusk when they're most active. Apply insect repellent and drain stagnant water. It's a breeding ground.
Dawn or dusk, the Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District reminds you to fight the bite. For more information or to report problems, go to fightthebite.net.
Is the volatility of the stock market driving you crazy? Is your retirement account sinking, yet you're getting older and you're starting to worry about, will I have enough for retirement? What about the money in the bank? These banks pay nothing these days. How do we get growth to get to retirement account? It's simple. Move into gold and silver. Want to know how to do it? Listen to my show, Striking Gold, with me, Kenny Michaels.
Country in the Park 2, presented by your California Army National Guard, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Russell Dickerson. Plus more. Enjoy line dancing, live DJs, mechanical bull, and food trucks. Tickets start at just $70. Country in the Park 2, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo with Michelob Ultra, the California Office of Traffic Safety, and Caltrans. More info at CITPFest.com. The Gold Rush Classic, where the stars and guitars shine. The Gold Rush Classic is a celebrity pro-am golf tournament, a $1 million hole-in-one, a skins game, a celebrity draft party, and a concert featuring the Cripple Creek Band. The Gold Rush Classic raises money for Make-A-Wish, Jordan's Guardian Angels, First Tee of Sacramento, Rancho Murrieta Youth Sports, and other worthwhile children's charities. The Gold Rush Classic takes place August 6th and 7th in Rancho Murrieta. Come join the fun, raise money for charity, and play golf with a celebrity like Barnes, Fernandez, Jackson, Lloyd, Merriweather, Ostertag, Polanese, Sharp, Schumann, or our own Greg Vaughn. Golf and concert sponsorship are still available at goldrushclassic.org. That's goldrushclassic.org. The Plan Solutions team sponsors the Gold Rush Classic. Plan Solutions, partnering for a strong financial future.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140
on Sactown Sports.
Love him, man. I still think the most objectively funny thing I've ever seen is the old Star Wars clips they showed from 80s television in, I think, Chile, where the beer company Cerveza Cristal decided to do product placement in the middle of the ads, middle of the movie. If you haven't seen those, they're running around again. And from the 916. Wanting to know about Jalen Duren. Okay. Should we start with Jalen Duren?
Sure.
Okay.
That's hot. Let's go.
Let's just go down the list. So this broke yesterday. And by the way, because we're off Thursday, Friday, Sam Amick will join us at 8 tomorrow.
Great.
So a day early. And Sam's been all over this story. Jalen Duren and the Pistons unable to come to an agreement. And then out of nowhere, it's Jalen Duren wants to be in Sacramento. And
you don't hear that phrase a lot.
No.
All-star player wants to be in Sacramento.
Just like you generally don't hear, lottery pick wants to be in Sacramento, but it sounded like Darius Acuff did. So that's twice in a couple of weeks we've had players, good players.
Did this team win more games than I remember last year?
I mean... So what does that mean? That means that here's what has to happen. The Kings, according to reports, will be speaking with Duren's camp today, which always is funny. Like when you say camp, like they're intense and stuff.
Yeah, because free agency starts today. They can't before that.
They can't before that. So now all of a sudden, not tampering. They're going to have a conversation, see if they can't work out a financial deal. If they're able to work out a financial deal, and it sounds like. Well, if they can work out a financial deal, then now that's akin to you and I decide that we want to take a buddy trip to Europe later this summer, which you're going.
Okay.
But in this world I'm describing for everybody, you and I are taking a buddy trip, or any of you and your friend are taking a trip to Europe, and you guys sit down and you go, you know what? I can get the time off work. Sounds good. We know where we want to go. Let's go. And you make the decision. All that's left is now we have to figure out how to pay for it. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
Well, they're in the first part right now of can we come to a financial agreement that Jalen and his camp would be happy with. If they do that, then all they have to do is go to the Pistons and say, all right, what do we have to give you to pry your 22-year-old all-star center who was 10th in Defensive Player of the Year voting away from you guys a week after you also traded Beef Stew to another team. And
at this number.
And I don't know that the Pistons, to your point, will necessarily, it's the Kings that are going to be paying for it.
Correct.
But what's the compensation? We know the start of the compensation would be Domantas Sabonis. And based on what the Kings could offer, they cannot offer as much total money as the Pistons can because he's the Pistons player, but they can offer a higher average annual value than the Pistons can slightly. It's just one less year. That's why that works. So it would have to be Domantas Sabonis. Domantas Sabonis currently makes, I want to say it's in the 40s.
Oh yeah, high 40s. I believe.
I'll find it. Yeah, I want to say it's. Let me get the exact amount so we know what we're playing with here. Oh, look at the Kings at number 2 in the league in payroll right now, behind the Thunder. Wow, you never thought you'd see Oklahoma City and Sacramento. Yeah. Domantas Sabonis will make $45.4 million next year, $48.6 the year after. So that kind of jives with the idea that a deal for Jalen Duren would look something like 4 years, 160, 170 in that range from the Kings. Domantas Sabonis would be the salary part of that deal, and obviously they'd be getting a center back. It's what comes after Domantas Sabonis that could be the sticky point.
Yeah, and so just on the, if all of those other pieces, which are obviously critical, can be worked out, because apparently some of the reservations from Detroit are paying him that kind of money, because he actually went up another tier because he made third-team All-League.
Yes.
So he has an opportunity to make even more money.
That's right.
The only thing that would give me pause on just the Kings acquisition part, if they really do this, is most organizations aren't in the habit of getting rid of 22-year-old all-stars.
That is correct.
And not getting rid of, they would get something in return. I'm not saying it's free.
Right.
But that's about the only thing. I mean, a lot of it makes sense. Sabonis is a terrific player. You could look at Acuff and Duren, 19 and 22, and go, yeah, this team isn't ready to win a championship, but okay. It's a much better starting piece with age and timeline. And I'm assuming then, Dave, the other part is the Kings would be taking on money further out, but also for someone that's 22 years old.
Well, yes, and I agree with you. I'm trying to play devil's advocate, but to be clear, I agree with you. Teams are not in the habit of getting off of 22.
It's not a reason not to do it. It just gives me a little bit like,
Well,
19 and 10 at 22 on a 1 seed. Like, that's the kind of guy you drafted, you groom, you sign, you keep. That's the part I would have a reservation about, but that's about it.
19.5 points, 10.5 boards, a couple assists, a block a game, a steal a game on splits of 65 and 74. He has taken, I think, 1 3-pointer in his 4 years in the league. We're not getting a 3-point shooting out of Jalen Duren. Yeah. Now, there may be some that say, and this is going to click with a lot of Kings fans.
Yep.
In the first round series against Orlando that went 7 games, Jalen Duren, who again averages effectively 20 and 10, Jalen Duren averaged 10 points and 7.5 rebounds.
Big difference.
Big difference. His shooting went from 60s to 50%, and his free throw shooting dropped all the way down to 59%. On to Cleveland. He averaged, that was Cleveland. Against Orlando in the first round, slightly better, 10.5 points, 9.5 boards on 52-75. Point being, in the playoffs, his numbers cut pretty much directly in half. Now, to be fair, Jalen Duren didn't have a lot of playoff experience, number one.
Yep.
We don't know what he was or wasn't going through, but this is something that rings with a lot of Kings fans. And I saw somebody with the line of the night yesterday that said, well, Kings fans don't need to worry about Jalen Duren in the playoffs because we won't make the playoffs. But the idea of, well, we love Domantas Sabonis. He's great. He doesn't have a bag he can go to in the playoffs. What do you do there? Here's why I think this is a little bit different. With Domantas Sabonis, who I think and you think, and it is an objective fact, is a phenomenal center in the National Basketball Association. He is very, very good. What happens in the playoffs and what we've seen from him thus far in the playoffs throughout his career is when things slow down, when they go half court, when the defense sets itself, he seems to have a tough time creating his own shot and doing the things he does offensively, both with and without the ball. Domantas Sabonis was never top 10 in Defensive Player of the Year voting at 22 years old, who, again, Duren's already an all-star. I don't know that Duren's offense in the playoffs is anywhere near as important as Sabonis's was because of the defense that he provides down low. He would instantly become not the best shot blocking center the Kings have ever had, because he's not really a shot blocker. He's more of an on-ball, low-post defender, and he would instantly become the best defensive center from that aspect in the history of the Sacramento Kings. And I think from Scott Perry's point of view, would provide a fascinating bookend with Darius Acuff, where you've got Acuff at 19 years old. You've got Duren at 22. And one last note on that I think is interesting. Dylan Cardwell is 24. Nick Clifford is 24. Alex Caraban is 23. Maxime Reynaud is 23. It's not just that he fits the timeline. He's younger than
a lot of your players already.
A couple of their draft picks from last year and one of their picks from this year. I mean, he slots right in there. And that would effectively jumpstart a lot of the things the Kings are trying to do.
Yeah.
So a lot more on that.
Watching today.
A lot more on that. We're gonna spend a brief moment early in the show. Jason, you were at the A's-Dodgers game last night.
The Dodger game.
We'll talk about that and go around the diamond before we get to Three for Madness, and then really, for the most part, with the exception of a little bit of World Cup talk at when I say a little bit, I mean like 2 minutes at 7:43. It's all basketball from Jalen Duren. We've got an update on Jonathan Kuminga, whose free agency, his option was denied yesterday. We'll talk about the Devin Carter trade and his legacy, if you will, in Sacramento. Ja Morant in Portland. A lot of stuff going on. And by the way, wouldn't be shocking if something broke in the next couple hours, too. We'll be right back on your home of the Kings right after this.
After 2 seasons in Sacramento, the Kings have traded guard Devin Carter to the Atlanta Hawks. With other potential trade assets on the roster, could more offseason moves be coming from Scott Perry and the front office?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
June is National Homeowners Month, and new research is revealing how Americans compare to homeowners around the world. With more, here's Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie.
Our survey found that nearly half of U.S. homeowners stay on top of maintenance before problems happen. 49% say they take a proactive approach to home maintenance, and 72% renovate to maintain their home's condition. Homeowners are clearly focused on protecting and improving what they have.
The survey also found that Americans take a hands-on approach to caring for their homes, from staying ahead of maintenance to investing in updates that keep homes comfortable and functional.
Homeowners can focus on maintenance to help prevent bigger issues over time. Simple things like changing air filters, checking for leaks, and creating small repair budgets can help prevent bigger issues later. And remember, home should work for your everyday life. So focus on projects that improve comfort and functionality.
To learn more, visit Angie.com. That's ANGI.com.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery from the law firm of Gingery, Hammer, and Associates. When you have been injured by the fault of another, you will want advice you can trust. If you know an attorney you can trust, I hope you call that person. But if you don't, please call me. I promise I will be the attorney you can trust. Along with my partner and associates, I have been helping accident survivors recover for their injuries for over 25 years. And we can help you. There's no charge for calling, so please call us today.
When you get an injury, Just call Gingery.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
We golfers tend to grumble too much. Golf Monthly's Nick Bonfield compiled our biggest complaints. They include our own game. The refrain, is it going to be another one of those days, should maybe be realigned and set about the next shot with positivity. Next is our equipment. We always blame our tools even though they were just along for the ride. Course conditioning is another gripe, and maybe you should try getting up while it's still dark, whether it's 108 or 32 degrees, and deal with global warming, limited budgets, and sustainability. And then go hug your superintendent for what they do. Dress codes get a lot of attention. Some feel the tradition should be maintained, and others are comfortable in t-shirts. It's a game, people. Also in the mix are rules of golf, slow play, the World Handicap System, tee time booking systems, bad luck, and more. I say you get out of it what you're willing to put into it. You're on a golf course, your phone's not ringing, and you might make a birdie or two. Enjoy the moment. There's lots of time left in the day for complaints. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
With the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
A reminder, Scott Perry, Kings general manager, scheduled to join us at 9:30. We will have a press conference audio from yesterday where Scott Perry was there, the newest Kings. They were also out, the newest Kings, out at the baseball game last night, throwing out the first pitch.
Yeah, I heard.
Hope their basketball is a little better than that.
I heard our guy Emmanuel Sharp. It doesn't stand for sharp shooter from the mound.
Okay.
I heard that was, just a bit outside.
It was okay.
Yeah, because when I see a pitcher, I'm like, what a shooter.
I want to give one last note. And we'll talk about this with Sam tomorrow. We'll talk about this a couple times today too. But we always love talking about the business of basketball with Sam and just the breadcrumbs you can pick up behind the scenes.
Good business.
So I think this is important to note. Jason Wren and Greg Lawrence are the agents that represent Domantas Sabonis. They work for the sports agency Wasserman. Many of you may recognize that name. They're now known as The Team, but let's just call them Wasserman. So Sabonis is represented by a couple of guys from Wasserman. Jalen Duren is represented by Chaffee Fields of Wasserman. So you got two Wasserman guys that are involved in these conversations. Well, part of those talks, I would imagine, would be the assistant general manager of the Sacramento Kings and former Chicago Bull and multi-time champion B.J. Armstrong. Prior to his role with the Kings, he spent 19 years as a sports agent representing players working for Wasserman. So, does that mean they'll get a deal done? No. Does it help that both guys, Sabonis, Duren, and the Kings now have a guy on their roster that is incredibly familiar with the agency? That matters. Yeah. That stuff matters a lot. Now, we'll talk about this a bit later, too, because I'm sure Kings fans are thinking this, too. Is there also a chance that Detroit has absolutely no intention of moving off of their 22-year-old all-star and the Wasserman Group, which represents pretty much all sides in this thing, are using the Sacramento Kings as leverage to get more money for Jalen Duren? Absolutely. And as a matter of fact, I would probably handicap it a little closer to that, but not by much. Like, this is a real thing, and it could happen. But let's not, let's not all start taking.
We're not there yet.
Yeah, exactly. We're not. Let's not all start, showering together. We got time. Let's go around the dime. And Jason, you were at the A's came to visit the Dodgers yesterday at their home park.
So the Yankees have been here twice. in the 2 years. The Giants have been here.
Yes.
Unless someone else who's been at those games differ, I've never seen it like that. I mean, it was where you could look around and go, oh, there's some green, or a green. Mm-hmm. There's a green. There's some. And it was just, my goodness.
Yeah. Lot of blue,
a lot of Dodger. I mean, and the Dodgers were incredible, but like when Shohei homered, oh my gosh. I mean, it was the pop. It was a great home run. I mean, I forget what the exit velocity and the distance of it was a no-doubter, but just the place came alive. And then you look around and you're like, man, everybody's standing up for this. Wow. And so in that moment, and as I'll ask you as someone that wasn't there, but just as, we've talked about the future of baseball in here, I can't decide if that kind of moment is good or bad for Sacramento when people – it's unfair to say, well, there's only 12. I mean, it was packed. It was absolutely full. They can't seat 30,000. They can't seat 40. They can seat 12.
Yeah.
Packed. But if it's 90% Dodger fans, is that good? Is that a good impression to those that are making those decisions down the line? I don't know the answer to that.
It isn't.
Okay.
But here's why it isn't. Because it just comes down to care and possession. So in a perfect world, not a realistic world, but in a perfect world, athletics games would be sold out every night. The season ticket base would be absolutely packed. And people would hold on to their seats. That's what I mean by possession and value. What happened here is that the Dodgers are, as we talked about yesterday, the biggest draw by a decent margin in all of baseball. Look, people love bandwagons, and people also love
it's a great team.
Superstars. Yeah. They're a great team. But in this case, you have Dodger fans who are all over the place who now have an opportunity to see their team here for cheap. And then on top of that, and by the way, let me be incredibly clear here. I don't blame any season ticket holders one iota for this, but you've got season ticket holders who bought their season tickets who now have an opportunity. They look at this game and they go, let me put it this way. If I was a season ticket holder and the Dodger series is coming up, me as a Giants guy anyways, I hate the Dodgers. And even more than the Dodgers, I can't stand being around Los Angeles fans of any sport. It makes me, it's gross to me.
A chance to make some money.
It is a chance to make some money. So I'm going straight to StubHub. I'm going wherever. I'm setting that price sky high, and I'm hoping that somebody's like what did we say yesterday? The per ticket, the cheapest get-in was I think $250,
which seems really high. But
and I mean I'll try to. Isn't Shohei pitching
tomorrow or Wednesday? Yeah, tomorrow.
Okay, so. When let's just take a look at today and tomorrow. So you've got the A's and the Dodgers for two more, and let's just do some numbers here because I think this is important to the point. Now, right now, tickets today you can get in for $153. That jumps to $202 tomorrow, but I'm telling you right now that's going to get closer to $300 than $200. Well, we're going to check this tomorrow, and it's going to jump because Ohtani is for sure going to pitch, and they'll be aware of that. But let's just call it 153. That's the lowest. That is the lowest you can get into. Now let's just take that's not the average price. I'm going to go on here right now, and I'm going to see. All right, I want 2 tickets.
Like Home Run Hill last night was packed.
Oh yeah,
you couldn't see grass at all.
By the way, shout out to the drunk guy in the black shirt when Ohtani hit his home run, staggering all over the place. That was awesome. There is nothing available in the majority of the sections. They're gone.
Wow.
But let's take a look. Here we go. Section 119. That's pretty much right there with third base. Let's click on that. Row 23, a couple of tickets, $360 each. So that's $720. Now let's just call that $700. That if you have a pair of tickets in row 23, that means you're making somewhere in the neighborhood of $2,000 to $3,000 for one series. Now, I don't know how much season tickets are for the whole year, but I got to think that cuts out a decent chunk of that year. So if you're an athletic season ticket holder, if I'm you, and I know you like to go to the games, but if I'm you, I'm looking at, the Yankees coming to town, the Dodgers coming to town. I'm sure there's a couple others in there. And I'm thinking, gosh, I can buy season tickets. And in 2, 3, 4 series, I can make back half or 3/4 of what I paid for these season tickets. And I'm seeing a lot of games practically for free. There's a math there.
Yeah, and this year's been much better on resale than like a year ago. It was just not the thing. But I think the other part about the difference is, for example, let's relate this to the Kings. So the Lakers come in, huge team too, national draw. There will be a lot of Laker fans at the game, but it's not to the percentage that it was last night. Now, obviously, the big difference is the A's aren't like our team long term. So if there was a baseball team here that was the Sacramento whatever, and this was their permanent home, there'd still be a lot of Dodger fans that show up, a lot of Yankee fans that show up, but I still think it would be closer to like a Kings game where the majority would still be the home Sacramento team.
Sure.
But in this case, it was just like the A's are like renters.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was, I don't know what, if I felt it was 10% A's fans. Maybe.
And I'm sure certainly sounded very much like a Dodger home game.
Yeah.
Now, as we go to break, we'll leave with this. If they were in a 25,000 seat ballpark, there would have been a lot more A's fans there, but it still would have probably been, 80-20, 75-25.
It was incredible.
That's I think that happens in a lot of other ballparks too when it comes to the Dodgers as well. We'll take a break. When we come back, top of the hour, 3 for Madness, couple of big knockouts yesterday in the World Cup. Jonathan Kuminga will update you on that, and we'll get back to Jalen Duren and what the hell's going on there. We'll do all that right after this.
Zach LaVine has opted into his $49 million player option with the Kings. Will the high-priced guard be locked in next to Darius Acuff Jr.? Or should the veteran's minutes be reduced to make way for the new young talent?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The stars align in West Sacramento as the A's go head-to-head with the Los Angeles Dodgers for a spectacular summer series starting Monday, June 29th. Celebrate the start of the holiday week with an action-packed series. Be there to witness one of the most highly anticipated matchups of the season. Get your tickets now at athletics.com/tickets. That's athletics.com/tickets.
And we're live from the living room as Doug eyes up the matchday spread. He's reaching for the Buffalo wing. Perfect. Hang on, what's this? Oh, he's gone for a can of Pepsi too. Incredible. What a finish. Sensational combination. Look at the delight on his face. There's no doubt about it. It just tastes better. Match days deserve Pepsi. Food deserves Pepsi. Grab a pack of Pepsi Zero Sugar for today's match. It's poetry in motion.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And right now, new mattresses start at $1,500 during our 4th of July sale. Plus, get a free base with select mattress purchases. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Skeeter here, my card. Field Tech, Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District. I never met a Culex terrasalis I didn't want to smack. That's Latin for mosquito. Hey, it's time again to fight the bite. Time to protect yourself from West Nile virus by applying insect repellent. Once a week, drain stagnant water and report dirty green swimming pools. Ew. They're breeding grounds.
The Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District reminds you it's time to fight the bite.
My card never gets old.
For more information or to report problems, go to fightthebite.net.
Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Imran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby, insight, and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sactown Sports.
KHDK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Don't forget, coming up at 9:30, Scott Perry, GM of the Kings,
Any way you want it, that's the way you need it.
will join us. I'm going to say this now, and I'm going to say this a little bit later. I just want to give everybody a heads up because I want to temper expectations. We're going to talk to Scott, obviously, about the draft. Darius Acuff, Alex Caravan, Emmanuel Sharp, on and on and on. Here are the things we cannot talk with Scott about. We cannot talk with him about Jalen Duren.
Unfortunately.
What?
We cannot talk with him about Jonathan Kuminga.
Come on.
And this is a strange one. We can't talk with him about Zach LaVine.
Oh.
Which, let me explain that one, because that's the one that's like Jalen Duren and Jonathan Kuminga, understandable. GMs can't comment on players that are not theirs. Not to mention, he's not going to say anything about ongoing current negotiations, trade talks, whatever it may be. He's just not going to. It's like, I'm not trying to pick on the guy, but at the press conference yesterday, by the way, is that any of that in there yet? Mm-hmm. Okay. At the press conference yesterday, I don't know who it was, but the first question was about free agency. It's like, dude, come on, we're talking about the draft here. He cannot talk about it. So with the LaVine thing, I guess, and please don't take this in any other way but face value. Do not aggregate it. Do not, of course they're going to, but you would be dumb if you did. Zach LaVine is opting in, but as I understand, the technicality is they actually have to sign the opt-in for you to be able to speak on it. That has, to my understanding, has not happened yet. But let me also temper expectations on that too. Even if we could talk about Zach LaVine, the answer you get is not going to be the answer you want because, and I'm not trying to speak for Scott, but what do you think? He's going to come on and be like, well, we were hoping he'd opt out. Now we got to find a trade partner. Maybe we can't. And if so, we're just going to of course you're going to get, and understandably, you're going to get the, we expected that, and we love the fact, Zach was hurt last year. We're really excited about having him back. He's an excellent, you're going to get that answer, and that is all 30 general managers from Sam Presti on down would give you the exact same thing. So I'll remind everybody of this shortly before we talk to Scott at 9:30. What I don't want is people tuning in for, hey, Scott, what do you think the chances are on what are we going to offer Jalen Duren, and what do you think the chances are of us getting him? Like, that is not happening. We just legally can't, and he would give us an answer like, and by legally, I mean NBA laws. He would just come back with, I can't talk about that, and then it's awkward, and then we move on. So, but we will talk about, you'll see the breadcrumbs. We'll talk about organizational philosophies, being aggressive, rumors that are out there. We can kind of set the volleyball up to him and let him spike it however he wishes, but we're not going to be cornering him, not for lack of journalistic integrity, but just because we've done this before. Yeah. We understand the rules and want to make sure that you guys understand that. All right, 3 for Madness. Question 1.
Both Germany and the Netherlands were ousted in shootouts yesterday. Does this make you any more confident in the USA's chances?
So I see a lot of that going around, the USA beat Paraguay, and Paraguay beat the Germans. Therefore, the USA big time better than Germany. And what else can they do? Here's the thing about World Cup play. First off, teams play differently when they're in the knockout stages a little bit. Number 1. Number 2, styles make fights. Now there is a little bit of stress going on in Europe right now because Italy, longtime power, didn't even qualify. Germany lost in a shootout for the first time ever. The Netherlands are gone. That is 2 heavy hitters from Europe that are already gone, and there's already a lot of you still have heavy hitters in Europe, and obviously France, England, etc. But there's a lot of hand-wringing going on over there right now. I would just focus on Bosnia, Herzegovina, and what they have in front of them, and understand that things change a little bit in the knockout stage. And no, it's just like, by the way, just like in our big sports, if the Raiders go out and they always play the Chiefs tough, it seems, no matter what year it is, no matter where it is, it always seems like 9 times out of 10, it's a better game than you would imagine when they play in conference. Now, that doesn't mean, if the Raiders beat the Chiefs that, hey, they're a Super Bowl. I'm just using that. I use the Niners too. Matchups kind of dictate certain things. So I don't take any stock in that.
Yeah, I don't feel like it improves their chances. They're here. They're one of the 32, but it doesn't. It feels like there's a limit to how far this team could go. Now, I want to be pleasantly surprised. I'm way more of a novice than you guys are, but it just doesn't appear like they're as good as some of those other powers.
No, I look.
But I'm rooting for them. It's great that they're here. Let's see how far they can go.
Tempered expectations. Yeah. As I said, if they get past Bosnia and Herzegovina, I think most would agree. Look, even if they don't, most are going to say, hey, that was fun. I feel like we left some on the table there. It kind of sucks. We should have done better. But, hey, maybe we can ride this wave and come back in 4 years and be even stronger. Remember, last time the World Cup was in the United States, that pretty much launched MLS. So you're going to see – you are absolutely going to see a push in soccer. MLS owners right now, USL owners right now are rubbing their hands together and licking their lips because they know they're going to get. And by the way, I've heard this too. Republic has had all kinds of watch parties going on for this, and in addition to that, also attendance at matches and stuff as well. And it just seems that interest is very much up across the board for all this stuff. And obviously, when you see Chris out at Super Taco, which is, dare I say, the international soccer tournament watch party. As a matter of fact, I was watching the broadcast yesterday. I swear, I was just walking out of the room, but I swear Rebecca Lowe was talking about that watch party. I could be wrong, but I think
that's cool.
I think she mentioned Chris.
Super good.
By the way, Sacramento connections.
Yeah, Rebecca, our own Rebecca Lowe?
Our very own. I think we adopt her, a wife of former longtime Republic coach Paul Buckle, and we met her a few times. Incredibly nice person. It would be interesting to get her. I think we would have zero issue with that, getting her on after the World Cup coverage to talk about that. She's done a phenomenal job. I think Thierry Henry and Zlatan, along with Rebecca Lowe, have been phenomenal on the coverage of the World Cup.
That's it.
Is there somebody else in there with them?
And it's funny that you forgot about him.
I didn't forget about him. You talking about James Ham?
Yeah.
I don't hate Alexi Lawless like everybody else. I just don't.
You know what he's doing.
I do, and I don't think it's necessary. And I think Fox knows.
What's he doing?
He's there as like token American soccer guy, and it's fine. But and again, I don't mean any. I guess I do mean disrespect, but I have no ill will towards the guy. I don't know how much of it is his fault, but anytime he says something on the broadcast, I'm just kind of waiting for him to shut up and get back to Zlatan and Thierry Henry. I just like, okay, that's cute. Just shut up and let the adults talk kind of thing. He's just not, whatever he's making, good for him. But I don't really get it. Number 2, please.
Question 2.
Jonathan Kuminga's option wasn't picked up by the Atlanta Hawks. Does this bother you?
Jason, it does. It does because
I'm Chris.
Well, sorry. God, I always mix you guys up. It bothers me because the whole thing with him getting out of Golden State was weird and dragged on forever. Probably the most misreported thing in Sacramento Kings history last summer. Right, by the way, exactly at this time. I was on vacation in the same place I'm going to last year, and I have nightmares of spending half the time running around going, who is everybody talking to? Where are you getting this info? What was the one, I'm not going to call anyone out because I let me be clear about that, by the way, because I don't like starting crap. Kings media members, whether us or competitors, all I think do a fantastic job. There's not a lot of BS out here. They're sourced. They do their thing. The problem is that a tranche of Kings media members last year were being sourced by the wrong person that did not know what the hell was going on. And this was a source that was a good source that had been right in the past, that was incredibly connected and on the inside of all things Kings. They were just saying things that weren't true, and they didn't know what they were talking about. So when you started hearing things, the one I always remember is by a very good reporter, was, be surprised if Jonathan Kuminga wasn't a King by Sunday. I was like, wait, what? And then I'm calling around like trying to chase a story, and it's like, no, what? No, we're talking, but no, we're nowhere near anything like that. Don't know where this is. They didn't know where the hell it was coming from, and we didn't at the time either. Where the hell is this leak? But you combine that with now Atlanta trades for him. And by the way, Jason, I should have looked this up. I think I'm trying to remember what the trade was. Traded to Hawks. I'm curious as to what the Hawks gave up. Kristaps Porzingis for Kuminga and Hield. So I guess it wasn't a tremendous, especially with what Porzingis was making. Atlanta has him for a few months. He had a couple of pretty damn good games with them, especially
much like
early.
with the Warriors.
And then they don't even try. They just don't want him. So now you've got two organizations back to back. Now, could it just be wrong fit, wrong time? Nothing wrong with the kid. He just needs to get to the right spot. He's going to be motivated and wants to call a place home and have be a contributor. Yes, absolutely. I'm not trying to crap on Jonathan Kuminga. What I'm saying is that when a multi-time championship, culture-filled organization like the Warriors can't do anything with him, and then the Atlanta Hawks, who are clearly on the rise and have a use for somebody with his skill set, basically go, yeah, we don't want any part of this. We're not even going to go. That's a couple of red flags to me.
Yeah, and he was one of the first players we talked about earlier about the Jalen Duren rumor about someone that wanted or allegedly wants to come to Sacramento. Kuminga did too. Kuminga wanted to be here. Yes, he did. So it's interesting that this is something that's happening a little bit more often now we're hearing about. But yeah, it gives you pause, right, to see a young player who a lot of people believe is very talented. I feel like the Warrior situation was almost all about contract. The Hawks get him. They've got some opportunities here to keep him, and the fact that they should know. I mean, I don't know what other plans they have, but he's obviously not in their future.
And interesting, I know it's not uncommon. Well, I guess it is a little uncommon. A player that's that young, and seemingly that talented, and they don't try to trade him. And if they did, we don't know anything about it. Like you're getting nothing. You're getting no compensation whatsoever. I guess unless it's a sign and trade. Which, for example, if the Kings wanted to do that, that's how it would have to work. Because the Kings just have no money. They have the mid-level exception. They don't have any money right now. Sam Amick reported, and I always snicker when reports come out from like Shams or Sam, and then somebody's like, league sources confirmed to me. But I not that Sam needs my backup, but in conversations I had yesterday, same thing. That can you ever rule anything out? No, but as of right now, Kings are not. There's nothing there with the Kings and Kuminga, nothing at all, and they don't plan on it. So again, never say never, but I certainly wouldn't look at that right now. Number 3, please.
Question 3.
The Kings are fully in on Jalen Duren. What's going on here?
Well, what you just said, Chris, God, that's kind of dumb. Kings are chasing after Jalen Duren. What is funny is this came out of absolutely nowhere. This was not rumored. This was not. No. By the way, nobody expected Jalen Duren to be leaving the Detroit Pistons. Jason, since people don't always listen all day long, and shame on you for that, let's just be really clear here. There is an absolute chance that nothing happens here, and Duren ends up using the Kings, or the Kings are used, maybe not maliciously, as leverage for him to get either his max deal with Detroit or a great deal somewhere else. But as of right now, here's what we have. Reports say, and by the way, these are sourced reports from guys like Sam. Chris Haynes has been all over this. A few others, that Jalen Duren's camp has expressed interest in playing in Sacramento. Sacramento is obviously interested in a talent like Jalen Duren. That the deal would be centered around Domantas Sabonis for Jalen Duren. I don't know if other minor players would be involved or not, and I don't mean under 18. I mean lesser players for cap purposes. But that deal on the surface, money-wise, works out. There would obviously, even if the Kings and Jalen Duren, and by the way, I fully expect the Kings and Jalen Duren to come to a deal. I do. I think the Kings' point of view, and this is based on conversations, not directly, but just around. I think the Kings' point of view is this: yeah, we got to
get in the fight.
We got to get in the fight.
Yeah.
We got Levine coming off the books at the very worst end of the year. This would get Sabonis off the books a year early. We got to spend the money somewhere, and we're not going to get too many opportunities to spend this money on a defensive badass center who's 20-10, who's still growing into his own, who would instantly come in. He doesn't turn 23 until late November. So he's already younger than a number of the draft picks from this year and last year, so he fits perfectly in on the timeline. And now the opportunity to roll around a core of Darius Acuff, Jalen Duren with a Dylan Cardwell backing him up, Keegan Murray, Caravan, Sharp, Neat Clifford, obviously Max Reynaud, and we're going to need to talk about that, by the way, because I don't know what this does to Maxime Reynaud. I don't think the money, I'm guessing, I don't think the money is going to be the issue. I expect the Kings to come to a monetary solution with Jalen Duren's camp. The hard part is going to be, okay, now you've done that. What is Detroit going to want to give up their 22-year-old all-star center?
Yeah, and I think this case shows you how you have to be flexible and be able to pivot if you're in a front office. I don't know for a fact what the Kings' plan was, but obviously their first point of emphasis was the draft. Okay, check. You took care of that. You got your 3 new players.
Yeah.
You had to see what Zach would do. I think most people believed he would opt in. Okay, he did. Now what? This is not a team with a lot of room, a lot of flexibility. There's not a lot of options for them. Is Achiuwa on their radar? What other free agents could they possibly get if they can get under the cap and get some availability here? DeRozan, what's his future? So you're thinking about all these things, and then here's an opportunity where because Jalen Duren reaches third-team All-NBA, he's going to get to a price point where Detroit's thinking, I just don't know if it makes us financial sense to pay him that.
Right.
They also may be in looking at, look, we're a 1 seed. We are really close. We may like Jalen Duren, but could a guy like Domantas Sabonis help us in a way that Jalen Duren couldn't. I mean, I don't know what their exact thought process is, but it shows you how, if you're Scott Perry or really any front office, you have to be flexible to go, all right, this is a path we now want to go down, and they should absolutely explore it. Mm-hmm. And to your point, Dave, I think you're right. I think they could probably figure out. I mean, I don't think you go as far as, if the reports are all true, that they are seriously interested, as going down that road if you don't think you can get to the financial number. Like if you're
That's right.
You said you sniffed around a little bit on Kuminga. Well, I'm sure they can get to a number that,
yes,
but maybe they're just not even interested. So it's like, all right, we're not going down that road. But Duren, all right, that's gonna be a big number, but we're interested enough to see if we can make this work.
Yes.
So doesn't mean it'll happen. Apparently he's going to meet with the Lakers too, and maybe a few other, as he should. He should explore all options. Detroit should explore all options. But the fact that the Kings seem to have some interest, the fact that he has interest in coming here, is encouraging to me. And then you start to think about, if it were to materialize, what's the fit look like? And when you think of 22-year-old center, very efficient, defensive, has a defensive presence, and where's the growth? And you think about a future potentially of him and Acuff and what that could look like.
If you're wondering what a contract would look like, it's probably can't offer 5. Again, they can't offer the years that the Pistons can, but they can offer 4 years, somewhere in the neighborhood of 160, 170. I don't know if they can go quite up to 180. They might have to make some other moves. DeMar DeRozan, by the way, don't be surprised if that situation is solved today. It certainly would be solved before any deal with Jalen Duren would happen, which would take about $10 million off the books if they can find a home for him. Domantas Sabonis, $45.4 million this year, $48.6 next year. That money would just click over basically to Jalen Duren. Now let's talk about Duren's defense, which is what really, really attracts me. I know there's some online discourse and debate as to the defense for Jalen Duren and is it a little bit overrated? One thing you know about Jalen Duren, he is not your prototypical shot blocking goalie. He gives you about a block a game, if that. I was looking at B-Ball Index and going into their crunchy numbers, advanced stats. Jalen Duren actually is just one of 4 bigs in the NBA with either A or A-plus grades in these metrics amongst rotation bigs. When you filter down to bigs and rim protection, along with his excelling in coverage, it's actually pretty cool. Rim protection, he gets an A. Rim disruption, he gets an A. Rim deterrence, a B+. Help defense, where he really shines. One of the best in the league at help defense down low, an A+. His post defense, a B-. That's the one thing you want to look at. Mobile defense on a screener, A+. Screener, rim defense, A+. And by the way, those percentiles are 199. He's actually the best guy in the league at mobile defense on screeners. Now, I know I'm throwing a lot of nerd stuff at you, but the bottom line is this. He would represent, not the best shot blocker in Kings history, but he would represent almost certainly the best defensive center in Kings history. And I think the idea in Scott Perry and B.J. Armstrong's minds are you would now have your core of the future in Darius Acuff and Jalen Duren, and then it's just a matter of surrounding them with wings and guys that can shoot 3-and-D style wings. You can, if you really think about it, and you take a little bit of the early Knicks blueprints and what Leon Rose and World Wide West continued with, you can kind of see you've got your, Duren doesn't exactly match necessarily with Robinson or Karl Anthony Towns. He's a bit of a different player. But you have your central core in your Jalen Brunson type in Darius Acuff. Then you have Duren. And then right now, and I'm in no way saying these guys are OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, but you can see, okay, so they've got a defensive, they've got a 3-and-D type in Keegan Murray. They have a 3-and-D type in DeAndre Hunter, who was the 4th pick in the draft a few years back, in the Morant draft, as a matter of fact. You've got Alex Caravan now, who's known as a 3-and-D guy. They bring in Emmanuel Sharp. You're starting to see, I think, what Scott Perry's vision in his best case scenario would look like, which is we've got our point guard of the future, we got our center of the future. Now we're going to go wing heavy, and we're going to surround these guys with shooters and guys that can defend on the perimeter, make up for any lack of defense Acuff may have. Okay.
Yeah.
Signing, make no mistake about it, if the Sacramento Kings are able to sign Jalen Duren, it will represent a massive leap forward in the rebuilding of the Sacramento Kings. There's just no other way to put it, and it would actually bring forward what a lot of people assumed, I think including the Kings front office, would be a full 2-3 year project. I'm not saying playoffs and championship next year, but if they were to get Duren now, all of a sudden I think a lot of prognostications would change about Sacramento.
Yeah, and every time you ever hear Scott Perry, especially if we go back to the end of the season, he's like, look, we can't be a luxury tax team and not be a playoff team.
That's right.
We've got to get younger.
Yeah.
They would check a few boxes here in their offseason, and doesn't mean they've solved it all.
Right.
It's an ongoing process, but that'd be a very interesting move. It really would be.
Speaking of very interesting moves, the Ja Morant saga is finally over in Memphis. As we talked about yesterday before we got off the air, that thing was going to wrap up soon. It did. We'll talk about that and what that means for the future of both Portland and Memphis next.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
On BritBox, there is a place where stories twist like cobblestone roads, grand manners hide secrets, and stakes are higher than seaside cliffs. Find places worth getting lost in on BritBox. Watch new series like The Other Bennett Sister from the world of Jane Austen and A Woman of Substance starring Golden Globe winner Brenda Blethyn. If you want to get away, you're in the right place. Stream the best of British TV on BritBox. Free trial at BritBox.com.
Toyota's 4th of July sales event is on. This is the season for more. Check out Toyota's 21 hybrid and electrified models. Score deals on the 50 MPG Corolla Hybrid and 51 MPG Camry. Get 0% APR on all Toyota EVs like the new CHR. Or get 0% APR plus $1,500 finance cash on BZ. Don't miss Toyota's 4th of July sales event. Toyota, let's go places. Offers available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit and cannot be combined with other offers at 6/30/26.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live
and vocal. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Scott Perry joins us in 2 hours. I don't really have any. Just saying. The Portland Trail Blazers, who may very well, actually, I had sort of the echoes of a laugh in that sentence, and there's nothing funny about it. Let me back up. The Portland Trail Blazers laugh more of like, Jesus, what are these guys going to have to go through this? May not be the Portland Trail Blazers for long. That is a real thing. That's
crazy.
This new owner is a ding. Just a ding. And he is playing. Now, hopefully, it's just owner hardball.
Yeah, where are they going?
I don't know, man. But if Portland leaves right when Seattle's going back, you already have Vancouver go. You already had Seattle go. Like, what is it with the Pacific Northwest? That because it ain't a fan issue. Seattle always had amazing fans.
Chris, what is it with the Great Northwest?
Gross. I think it's just a hellhole in one city that just brings everybody down.
To be clear, you don't like Seattle. Fine.
You like Portland.
And to be clear, I don't like the people of Seattle.
But you don't.
If I got your wish and half the people disappeared,
you Thanos'd it. Wow.
All of the people from Seattle that still live in Seattle would be gone.
You're the worst. Wow. You're the worst.
I'm not talking about the people that moved to Seattle that aren't from there. I'm not talking about the people.
So like Frazier?
I'm not talking about the people from Seattle that moved somewhere else. Doug, you're fine. There's just something in their DNA that makes them the worst.
Wow.
But you're not mad at the Pacific Northwest as a whole.
No, Portland's one of my favorite places.
Pacific Northwest is maybe my, obviously other than here, my favorite neck of the. I love New Orleans, but I love the Pacific Northwest. New Orleans is too hot and humid, but I love that city. But the PNW is amazing. I hope they don't have to go through that crap. In the meantime, they were 42-40 last year, and now they are the proud new team of Ja Morant as Ja Morant moves to Portland. What does that look like? Because as of right now, they have Scoot Henderson, Ja Morant, and Jrue Holiday.
Oh, and Damian Lillard.
And Damian Lillard to go with Shaedon Sharpe and Matisse Thybulle and Tamani Kamara and Denny Avdia. And that's a very, very interesting team without Ja Morant. I always talk about Utah. Do not sleep on Portland. Again, Portland and Utah are two teams I look at and go, man, I would love to be in that world. Mostly young. I mean, Jrue and Damian aside. But reports are saying they're willing to have that. They're actually excited about having all those guards working together, which sounds very much like they're leaking a report to up value for whoever. I don't see how that all coexists.
Could they be in the Jaylen Brown sweepstakes?
Yes, I think they absolutely could.
Get Jrue Holiday back in Boston?
I think that is exactly the team to look at when you have Jrue Holiday to start with, and then if you're looking at something like Jrue Holiday, I don't know. I'm just
bring Robert Williams back.
Yeah, well, the
Time Lord
reportedly. The Celtics are very much wanting Donovan Clingan to be a part of the deal, and the Blazers are like, no, we're not trading Donovan, and I don't blame them for that.
Wanting Jaylen Brown,
right? Exactly. Jaylen Brown's not doing him or the Celtics any favors either. And by the way, I love Jaylen Brown. If he wants out of Boston, he has every right to. He's got reasons, and I'm rooting for him to go somewhere. I just, as somebody who likes Jaylen Brown. This is one of those rare times when I'd be like, dude, stay off social media. Like, I know you're pushing the issue, but also every single thing Jaylen Brown says publicly that makes it look like there's a rift there, I think makes it more difficult to deal him.
Yeah.
That's the problem. As a matter of fact, the smartest thing Jaylen Brown probably could do at this point would be to go to the Celtics privately and say, you need to get me out of here. And I'm going to help you, but you need to get me out of here. And then go publicly.
Right.
And do a couple interviews or post something on social media saying, hey, don't believe the hype. These are my brothers. I love it in Boston. Looking forward to another, do something like that and do a little misdirection for the other teams. Problem is, cat's out of the bag now. Yeah. People know Jaylen Brown's on the block and he wants out of Boston. I think that's an excellent fit for him.
Yeah, and I think, when you saw the trade, it was a little surprising. Like, wow, Portland and John Morant.
Mm-hmm.
But they honestly didn't give up that much.
No.
And if John Morant, it's a big if, can find that all-star form again.
Sure.
I mean, that's a terrific player. I mean, they added substantial talent for, they've been trying to get rid of Jeremy Grant for a while. Chris Murray he's been fine. I mean, nothing.
No, Chris Murray is a no disrespect.
Player.
He's a role player.
Yeah.
He's been a road. Now maybe new spot, new this, new that, whatever.
But there wasn't draft compensation, right?
There was no. Yeah. I don't believe there was any draft compensation whatsoever. Let me look at Jeremy Grant's number here real quick. If he's here he is. He's $34.2 million next year. A player option that I imagine he will exercise the following year at $36 million. Jeremy Grant's look the Grizzlies were expected to have to give up
exactly draft capital.
Yeah. They did not have to give up draft capital, but I would say the draft capital they effectively gave up was bringing on Jeremy Grant in his contract, which, by the way, doesn't match monetarily, but Grant's got another year left after this one. Morant's got another year left after that one. It was just basically a free swap is what it was. And for John Morant's value to be that comically low, not to mention, I don't know that there was any other team out there in the mix other than Portland. And part of this, again, please understand, is almost certainly, I would be shocked if the owner didn't have a say in that move as well. And you've got that new owner in Portland that, as we always talk about with new owners, they love shiny things. They're always going to say, well, it didn't work there, but it'll work here. We'll make it work. Zach LaVine, that type of thing. I don't know what you're right. If John Morant can regain form, can say, hey, look, I am still relatively young. John Morant is 26 years old. He'll be 27 in August. And this is a guard that in his third year in the league, at what would that be? At 21 years old. John Morant averaged 27.5 points per game on 50, 35, 76 splits with just under 6 rebounds, just under 7 assists. And he followed that up the following year, averaging 26, then 25, then 23. Last year, a career low, 19. Excuse me, everybody, 19.5. Jason, the big problem is the last 3 years, he's played a grand total of 79 games.
Right.
It's important to understand that some of that was not injury. Some of that was even worse, self-inflicted. You just hope that this has been a humbling experience for him, that someone has, maybe not even someone's gotten a hold of him, that he's gotten a hold of himself and been like, okay, dude, I'm still young enough to salvage this career. I'm way too freaking talented, and I needed to get out of there. He gets out of Memphis and goes to, look, Portland's a weird city, man, but maybe he can find himself a little peace and quiet there. He'll be with guys, perhaps, whether it's a Jrue Holiday, whether it's a Damian Lillard, that can kind of, look, I love the idea of, this is probably what excites me the most about the move. I love the idea of Damian Lillard mentoring John Morant, where Dame can go to Ja and be like, yeah, dude, I'm from Oakland.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've ever seen those early pictures of Ja Morant, but it's not exactly like, I'm just going to guess, and I'm not trying to be personal here, although I guess I kind of am, that Dame had as many or more challenges growing up as Ja did. I think Dame is a guy that to anybody in the league brings instant credibility. Everybody listens when Damian Lillard is talking to them. He's a dude, and I would love to be a fly on the wall if they ever have a real conversation. I think that could be very positive for John Morant.
Yeah, and I think the humbling part you're saying about for John Morant, like when he was to Memphis, like he was the team. He was the franchise.
Yes.
Him and Jaren Jackson Jr. Jaren's left. Here's John Morant. Well, now it's like Portland's been Dame's team, and I know he's back for the second time, but now maybe even Denny Avdia is like the city darling. It's like, you're kind of coming in here to figure it out as opposed to like save the team.
That's right.
Like save your career.
And it's funny you bring that up because there is a whole there's a whole different thing going on in Portland right now when it comes to that too. It's a very how do I do this? I'm going to dip my toe in this, but this is an incredibly inflammatory topic. I'm just going to speak to the facts. Portland is an incredibly blue-leaning city. Okay, Deni Avdija is an Israeli-born player. Whether you agree with it or not, and I am sure as hell not trying to get into that conversation, but there's a lot of negative conversation, fair or not, surrounding Deni Avdija in Portland and elsewhere. But Portland probably would be one of the top 3, if not 2, NBA cities where you would deal with this a ton. There is no question that Deni Avdija is an incredibly talented young player, But there's off-court stuff that just, unfortunately, because of the ways of the world, a lot in the Portland fan base, and I know this from people we know up there, are very, if they're not conflicted, generally it's because they're very much a certain way when it comes to Deni and the lack of embracing him, which, again, to each their own. That's much bigger than this show. Ja Morant is a guy that could come in there. And look, let's be honest, as we go to break here, Jason, America loves a rebound. America loves a success story. America loves it when people hit bottom and are able to work. We were just talking about Tiger Woods yesterday. Yeah. Ja Morant is not Tiger Woods, but Ja Morant, once upon a time, was one of the brightest young stars in the NBA. I'm rooting for him. Not against the Kings,
right?
But I'm rooting for him, and I hope this is a good stop for him, and I really like what Portland's doing. We'll take a break. When we come back, we've got press conference audio from yesterday as heard on the Matt and Kayla show. Don't forget, Scott Perry will join us at 9:30. We have World Cup action we might get to as well if we have time. We'll do all that right after this.
The top young talent in the NBA is headed to Sacramento this summer for the 8th annual California Classic presented by Ticketmaster. The Kings will host the Milwaukee Bucks, Brooklyn Nets, and Golden State Warriors in a preseason showcase that's sure to bring more fireworks to your 4th of July weekend. 3-day general admission passes for July 4th, 5th, and 6th are available now. Visit kings.com/California Classic for details.
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
And we're live from the living room as Doug eyes up the match day spread. He's reaching for the Buffalo wing. Perfect. Hang on, what's this? Oh, he's gone for a can of Pepsi too. Incredible. What a finish. Sensational combination. Look at the delight on his face. There's no doubt about it. It just tastes better. Match days deserve Pepsi. Food deserves Pepsi. Grab a pack of Pepsi Zero Sugar for today's match. It's poetry in motion.
Meet Lee Platts, a renter whose possessions fill not only her apartment, but also the darkest corners of a mini storage unit. A land of both truth and fiction. Truth, everything inside is protected by Progressive. Fiction, one day Lee will fit into her clothes from senior year of high school. Renters, discover coverage for what you love and what you can't get rid of in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
All right. Welcome back. World Cup action yesterday. Brazil knocks out Japan. Paraguay in penalties.
Yeah, it reads 1-1.
See you later, Germ. They gone. They won 4-3. By the way, also...
It was great.
Also, Morocco taking out the Nederlanders. Also in pens.
It was great.
So Europe taking one to the crotch yesterday. By the way, those shootouts were a blast. Just back and I thought Paraguay choked.
Yeah,
like they had it. They had two chances, choked them both away, and then ended up winning. First time Germany has ever been upset or beaten in penalties in the World Cup.
Oh, they were upset.
Yeah, not the first time Germany and Japan have both been defeated though.
Uh-oh.
What?
I don't want a bunch of Germans upset. We know what happens.
What? Been down this road before. I'm talking about soccer. Jeez.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, gosh, come on, man. All right, we're in daily audio here, Christopher.
Yes, sir.
Press conference yesterday. Oh, Scott Perry on the dais with the new picks for the Sacramento Kings, and thanks to the Kings for putting that on, and thanks to Matt and Kayla for broadcasting it. We picked up our favorite clips. Here's Scott Perry on Darius Acuff.
A few words about Darius.
Just a few.
Dynamic offensive creator, a young man who can score from all three levels, at the rim, mid-range, and a very good three-point shooter. He led the SEC in both scoring and assists as a freshman. The first player and freshman to do that since a guy by the name of Pistol Pete Maravich, for I'm sure many of you have heard from. High-level playmaker and someone we're excited to have here with the ball in his hands for many years to come.
Okay. Well, that's high praise.
Yes, it is.
That's
high praise.
That is absolutely high praise. You know what, though? It always scares me because, like, if I were to say Darius Acuff, SEC Rookie of the Year, SEC Player of the Year, SEC First Team, and then I guess I just have PTSD from Vlade talking about Marvin Bagley's ACC accomplishments, and I hear that and I go, "Oh God, okay, that's great. That was called." But I mean, come on, what are you going to do there? Here's Scott Perry on Alex Karaban.
Alex Karaban was one of the most accomplished players in college basketball. He's the winningest player of all time in UConn Husky history. That says a lot. Two-time national champion. So he brings a winning pedigree. He's an outstanding shooter. He's a connector. He does all of the little things that are important when we're talking about winning basketball games.
Mm-hmm. And he is. He's won an absolute ton at UConn. No, I won't talk about Sean May. See, as a Kings fan, I'm so scarred.
Wow. Where'd you get that
I'm
pull?
so scarred because Sean May was amazing at North Carolina.
Okay.
He was, and one hell of a model American. All right, let's see how I can be scarred on Emmanuel Sharp.
And Emmanuel Sharp was a leader of one of the best programs in college basketball this year at the University of Houston. He was also the 2025 Big 12 Player of the Year in their tournament. He's one of the top three-point shooters in the country, and he's Houston's all-time leader in that category. He brings both leadership and winning pedigree.
Who are you going to say about that?
Sounds a lot like Kyle Guy to me. You do that. Honestly, the Kings could have drafted A.J. DeBonsa.
Yeah?
You know I'd be sitting there like, oh, God. He's Jimmer Fredette, just with just as good a name. Honestly, you can see what Scott was doing. The buzz on Darius Acuff has been phenomenal. And again, buzz schmuzz. Let's see him on the floor, which you will, by the way, hear very soon in the California Classic. And as we talked about at the draft, you could see what Perry's trying to do here. You bring in Acuff, who, by the way, did a little winning of his own and coming from a Calipari program in itself, now surrounded by the way, the vets, but also building these guys to come up together and guys that are used to winning. Now winning in college, we know, doesn't always translate, the multi-time champions, does not always translate to the NBA. I mean, God, when you look at, forget even the Giannis's and the Jokic's, where college doesn't really apply. I mean, Shea went to Kentucky, obviously, and had success there, but you can just go up and down the all-star list, and their successes in college, very mixed. But when you're trying to change a culture, and I mean this with all respect towards him as a human and zero disrespect to him as a player. But, for example, when you listen to Coach Hurley talk, when you listen to his teammates talk, you can make a case that Alex Caravan was worth the pick on vibes alone.
Yeah, they love him there.
Love him, adore him, worship him. He was the vet's vet in college. And you got to imagine that part of his game is going to carry over. Now, listen, if you're not doing anything on the floor, it can only go so far. But you can kind of see what Scott Perry's trying to cook here. And he talks about, by the way, we talked about this all last week. I don't think it's coincidence when you look at Hurley, Calipari, and then, of course, Calvin Sampson. They're all coming from great coaches.
And what else excited us about all three of these young men, they all played for Hall of Fame coaches in college basketball. Darius played for John Calipari at Arkansas, one-time national champion. Alex Caravan played for Danny Hurley, outstanding coach, two-time national champions. And Emmanuel played for Kelvin Sampson, someone who I've known going back to my college days, who's an excellent coach, been to the Final Four a number of times. So we're excited that they bring that learning and that pedigree with them. We're excited to have them here in Sacramento, and we're looking forward to seeing them play later this week in the Cal Classic and beyond.
The John Calipari Classic?
Yeah.
Is that what we're going to say?
Shortened it. Yep.
Yeah, why not?
Coach Cal Classic.
One piece, we've talked about John Morant. We've talked about Jaylen Brown. We've talked about the Kings draft picks. We've talked a lot about Jalen Duren. We will continue. Not that a move has happened yet, but there's one big story in NBA free agency yesterday we haven't even touched yet, I just realized. Quote, I plan on getting as strong as I can physically, getting my ass on the court, and then finding the team that realizes my abilities will be needed. You can't teach 6'10" in basketball IQ. Ladies and gentlemen, Ben Simmons is back. Told that to Men's Health. By the way, not Men's Laziness, Men's Health.
Oh, okay, so it's legit now.
They only interview people of sound body and sound mind.
And body.
Sound body and sound bind.
Yada, 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 yada.
Look, not saying nothing. Just throwing this out there. Vet minimum on a 1-year trial. 6'10", able to move the ball. So you got Darius Acuff at the 1. Let's call it Levine at the 2. You got Keegan Murray at the 3, Jalen Duren at the 5. Why not throw Ben Simmons in there at the 4?
Why not?
Why not?
Give you a list of reasons.
Just give me
his past success, his own head.
What, multi-time All-Star?
Oh, you're going way back.
I'm talking defensive, all-defense player in the recent of the thing.
In the 2020s?
Yeah, which is not really, but still. He's still incredibly young, Jason Ben Simmons. You'd think he's in his mid-30s, but honestly, Ben Simmons is only he's 29. Well, look, He's matured. He owns a fishing team. Like, there's so much fishing around here.
He owns a fishing team?
Yeah, doesn't he own a fishing team, I thought? Yeah, they catch marlins and stuff. Not Florida, but, the fish.
I think you're going fishing.
Sac River, American River.
For the Kings, you think this is the best idea?
I didn't say, now, see, this is where things get aggregated wrong. I didn't say this is the best idea.
Okay.
I didn't say.
But why even entertain it for the Kings?
Because okay. All right. I'm glad you asked that because I'm going to stop because I know everybody's getting triggered right now, and this is a fun bit I like to do. But that question right there, actually, I think is incredibly interesting. Do I think Ben Simmons is going to come back and do well? The Magic 8 Ball says highly unlikely. Mm-hmm. Forget about Ben Simmons per se, but when you say, why would the Kings? Isn't that the exact type of thing the Kings need to try to do? There's no question that the guy was the number one pick in the draft. There's no question there at least was talent there. They're not winning any championships this year. What if you're spending a vet minimum and a roster spot, and you find a guy that wants to come back and plays anywhere like he used to, which is, there's no denying this. The guy can deliver the ball. The guy can rebound. I mean, we're talking averages, I think, career 7-7 or 8-8. And he's one of the top defenders in the league on the wing. That's not worth a vet min. And I'm just saying, philosophically, aren't those the type of swings you got to take in the Kings position? What if you find gold there? Now, it probably won't work. Let's say it's a 90% chance it won't work. Mm-hmm. But isn't the upside worth the downside of, okay, we got him for a year, and if he sucks, let's sign him on a vet min, half guaranteed, blah, blah, blah.
Isn't that what the last three teams thought?
Yes.
And at some point, it's like the chances have to run out.
I agree. And I think we should be I know it's not going to happen. I honestly want it for two reasons. I want it because I love comebacks and I love the idea of the Kings finding a diamond in the rough. Also, I want it for the LOLs. The victory lap would just be amazing. Yeah. It would be great.
We'll get loosened up.
Great show fodder. We'll take a break when we come back. All right, Jalen Durant, Jonathan Kuminga. Let's zero in on those two in particular and update you on all the recent stuff, too. We'll do that next.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt and Kayla, and the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on demand and at your fingertips. Get your fix of the Sacramento Kings, 49ers, Giants, Athletics, NFL, NBA, and the latest in sports and entertainment all in one place at Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, this is Jelly Roll. As many of you know, my song Winning Streak is about my own personal struggles with addiction. I first sought help for my addiction at 14 years old. Start your recovery journey. Choose a proven addiction treatment option that's right for you at ChooseChangeCA.org. The real you is worth recovering. Choose Change California provides access to proven treatment options for addiction to opioids and stimulants. ChooseChangeCA.org. This is your chance to recover your life.
Country in the Park 2, presented by your California Army National Guard, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Russell Dickerson. Plus more. Enjoy line dancing, live DJs, mechanical bull, and food trucks. Tickets start at just $70. Country in the Park 2, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo with Michelob Ultra, the California Office of Traffic Safety, and Caltrans. More info at CITPFest.com.
Hi, how can I help?
Well, my husband and I feel like we've outgrown our current money manager.
I see.
Our lives have changed, and we need something more than just mutual funds to help us in retirement.
She's right.
I hear that often. At Fisher Investments, we'd start by getting to know you, your finances, family, health, lifestyle. We tailor a portfolio around your goals and needs.
Sounds good.
Can you help with estate planning?
Yes, we have a team of specialists who can help you with estate planning, Social Security, investment income, and more. We'll get to know your whole financial picture and help keep you on the path to a comfortable retirement.
And your fees?
We have a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
I feel better already.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
KHDK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
From the 916, which you can text at 441140. Some new folk in. And we appreciate you. 1-800-920-1140 is your phone number. 916-339-1140 is your text line. What was this note here? Okay. Sorry, I was getting something from the Kings here ahead of Scott Perry joining us.
Any way you want it, that's the way you need it.
And yes, that is correct. Okay, all good. We are confirmed for 9:30 with Scott. From the 916, let me get back to that text here. I think we'd have to overpay for Jalen Duren, also adding the Sacramento text. But if we could, I'd love the young pairing of Acuff and Duran. What about the Thompson twin? Don't the Pistons have to max him out? And they just paid Kevin Huerter. Can they max out Duran and the Thompson twin? Well, Thompson twin isn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Other than Cade Cunningham, he is probably the most valuable Piston as far as where they would rate him. So yeah, can they max both out? They can. They're their own players. They can go above the apron.
Yeah.
They can do whatever they want there. It's just a matter of what they would have to pay to do that. Let's talk about Jalen Duren. Let's reset what we talked about. I want to remind you, Sam Amick has been all over this story. He will join us tomorrow early, since we're off Thursday, Friday. Again, he will join us tomorrow at 8. Yeah, right at this time. So, make an appointment.
Yeah.
So that's appointment radio. And we'll be able to ask Sam all that stuff. For those of you joining, I'm going to do this one more time after this. Excuse me, just because, again, there's some new folk here, and we have Scott Perry coming on at 9:30. We're going to have a great interview with him. We're going to talk about the draft. We're going to talk about being aggressive. We're going to talk about all the things that he is trying to do. However, league rules. We can't talk to him about Jalen Duren. We cannot talk to him about Jonathan Kuminga. We cannot talk to him about the Devin Carter trade. That has not been signed yet. Physicals have not happened. So, I just want people to understand. Now, we will find ways to breadcrumb around that, and you'll be able to hear what Scott has to say on that stuff. But if you're expecting to tune in and have us say, so, Jalen Duren, what are we willing to give, and is it going to happen? It's not. We would not get a response other than, hey, guys, I don't know what you're talking about, and I can't talk about that.
You can at least ask who they have on their board for free agent possibilities, right?
Yeah. List them alphabetically.
Yes. In order, alphabetical or in order of preference.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know.
Can you just let us know what their names rhyme with?
What if we did? I was just thinking the same thing. What about Pig Latin? Let's take, for example, a guy named Alan J. Urinde. Or, Mad Libs. We could do that. We'll have a good conversation. We'll have a good conversation with Scott. Sam Amick reporting that the Kings are in on Jalen Durant, that Jalen Duren, not Durant, The Duran camp and the Pistons are pretty far apart on a deal. As you mentioned earlier, Jason, him making All-NBA third team allows that money to go up quite a bit. The Pistons can offer a significantly higher contract, adding an extra year. We're talking tens of millions of dollars more than the Kings can, but the Kings can offer a very competitive, and I do believe if they wanted to, if they could make the room, a higher annual average value or average annual value salary to Duran. According to the reports, Duran has communicated he would want to play in Sacramento.
Can I ask about that?
Yes, you can.
Why do you think, let's try to put our hats on in that mindset from the Duran camp. Like what would be the draw? And certainly financial is part of it, because if the Kings are able to get close to the money, that's a reason. But I think Sacramento wouldn't be the only spot. Apparently he's going to talk to the Lakers too, as he should.
Sure. And
whoever else. But why do you think he would have desire, or they've expressed reported desire to be to Sacramento? That's pretty rare.
No, it is. And this is something just to be transparent, I'm trying to work through in my head. And this will probably be a question I'm going to shelf for Scott until later in the summer when we have him on and we can speak openly, because I don't want to waste this. There is an angle to a lot of this that we're not exploring, that the media in general is not touching. And I think part of that is I may be doing a little heavy lifting here, but I don't think I am. I don't think that it can be underestimated. As we talked about earlier, Jalen Duran is represented by Wasserman. Domantas Sabonis, who would certainly be in that deal for Jalen Duran, is represented by Wasserman. And the assistant general manager of the Sacramento Kings, who is a huge part of these talks, is B.J. Armstrong, who worked for 19 years as an agent for Wasserman. I know this isn't sexy, but this is part of the game. Now let's talk about Scott Perry. How in God's name are the Sacramento Kings out of nowhere involved in a conversation with a 22-year-old all-star center from the former reigning number one seed in the Eastern Conference? We cannot underestimate the power of Scott Perry behind the scenes, and I don't think it's a coincidence at all that this team is the Detroit Pistons. Scott Perry isn't connected in Detroit. If Detroit renamed the city Perrytown, it would make a lot of sense. Scott Perry has so many fingers and toes embedded in the basketball culture of Detroit, in that organization, with that front office, with former players, with colleges. Now, Jalen Duran's not from Detroit, but I don't think it's a coincidence at all. Much like, by the way, people go, why, that's kind of crazy. Darius Acuff camp actually, they want him. Like, he wanted to play for Sacramento. What is that? Is it the city? Is it the fans? Is it rafting? Is it the Railroad Museum? And the answer
sure,
is,
it's
of
the
course,
museum.
Yes to all of that. But as pointed out, Scott Perry coached his dad. He played with, Scott Perry's connections to the Acuff family go way back to far before Darius Acuff Jr. was born, and then to his teenage years. We're not spending enough time on the fact that when Perry was here under Vlade Divac for about 20 minutes, that was at the time, by far and away, most successful by quantity free agent summer we ever had. Now, in retrospect, sure. But older Kings fans will remember that there was a time when the Kings had a summer where they managed to grab George Hill away from the Spurs, and Vince Carter and Zach Randolph all came here willingly as free agents. That's just unheard of for Sacramento. Now, George Hill,
yeah,
we get it. But that's the connections that Scott Perry has, and that's a huge part so far. He's had one very successful draft with Nick Clifford and Maxime Reynaud based on where he was picking and the fact that he had to create a first-rounder out of nothing. We assume, based on grades, he had a very successful second draft, but we have to wait to see how they play. Now we're seeing the other part of it, which is this guy, by the way, let's not discount B.J. Armstrong when it comes to the business. I'm going to finish up this point, Jason, by saying the following. And I want to predicate this for a reason. I want to precursor this by saying and you feel the same way. That Vlade Divac is one of the greatest humans on earth.
Yes.
Vlade Divac had no business being a general manager. He took the job as any of us would have, but he was incredibly under-equipped. He had people in the front office, guys that were working with the scout. Names I won't mention, but you can do deep dives and know that they were not in sync. It was not cohesive. It was not a good situation. There was a Game of Thrones thing going all the way around. But I'll share one anecdote that Vlade was very famous for. Not a big phone guy, not a big emailer, not a big texter. He's more of a let's talk on the phone guy. And it's like when your parents call and leave you a voicemail, and you're like, oh my God, man. Come on. Scott Perry is the polar opposite. Now, listen, I'm not saying Scott's Mr. Tech guy, as we'll find out at 9:30. He sure as hell isn't. But Scott's deep, decades-long connections throughout the league and the level of respect that people have, not just for him, but also B.J. Armstrong, again, almost 20 years at Wasserman, working with player agents, working with front offices, working with players themselves. That stuff matters in the business of the NBA. So this isn't the last time you're going to see this. You're seeing Scott Perry have a habit of, funny enough, inserting himself in player team drama for the second year in a row. Jonathan Kuminga and the Warriors last year, Jalen Duren in Detroit this year. That comes from connections and timing and being opportunistic.
Yeah, and being flexible.
Yes.
Look, and this, you could argue going into this offseason that the Kings really had probably one of the worst positions in the league.
Yes.
As far as getting into any kind of now, it doesn't mean they've landed him or will get him, but
yes,
like I would have thought, well, they can't even, how are they even to be a player in this? They don't have the cap space. What did you just say earlier? They have the second highest payroll right now.
They are number 2 in the league.
And by far, if you look at any other team up there, I mean, they're the worst team.
Yes.
I mean, it's not even close. And so you've got almost 2 rosters, the old Kings, the older group, the fresh faces that you're trying to find minutes for, and all of a sudden now can you swap out one of the veterans in Sabonis for someone like Duren? Like, what's the overall target going to be? What's it going to cost the Kings to really be players in this? And obviously there seems to be a want on the Kings side. There seems to be a want on the Jalen Duren side. Now it's can they come together and make a deal?
I think it's also very important to note, as we did earlier, meaning last year, Scott Perry is also the first general manager under the new regime that took over in 2013 that was not doing this job for the very first time. Mm-hmm. Pete D'Alessandro was a rookie. Vlade Divac was very much a rookie. Yeah. Monty McNair was a rookie. Hell, Wes Wilcox had more GM experience than he did, and he was his assistant GM. This is the first time the Vivek Ranadive regime has hired a guy that has previous general manager experience. And even beyond that, but whether it's coaching, playing, being involved. I mean, again, Scott Perry makes Mark Jones look not connected. and that's the biggest compliment I can give him. Adam, good morning. You're on with Jason and Dave.
What's up, guys? Thanks for taking the call.
Thank you.
So I'll start off by saying I've been the biggest Sabonis supporter for years and years, ever since he's been on this team. And in a perfect world, I would like to keep Sabonis because I believe that if you pair him with a slashing guard and some knockdown shooters, he's a top 3 center in the league, top 5 probably, you know. And the thing is, though, if he's ready to move on, if all parties are ready to move on, we're not going to get a better offer than Jalen Duren, okay?
No.
The guy is 22 years old, 8 years younger than Sabonis, which is a lifetime in NBA years. He rebounds the ball at basically the same rate. He is a better shot blocker, better defender, better field goal percentage, better points scored. Like, it just seems like an absolute no-brainer for me.
Well, let me ask you this. if the Sacramento Kings had to include 2 unprotected first-round picks and a pick swap, let's say, for example, the Minnesota
first-rounders?
Hold on a second. The Minnesota unprotected first. Let's say the Kings unprotected. So that Minnesota unprotected first is 2033, something. Then they have to include next year's first-round pick, and then maybe a future pick swap. Are you okay with that?
Well, that gives me a little pause. I will admit, I'm not necessarily thinking that 2 first-round picks plus Sabonis is the sexiest sounding trade.
Let me be really clear. It will not be a straight-across deal, Sabonis for Duren. There will, if the Kings were to do this, there will be first-round draft capital involved.
You think so?
I absolutely do. It will not be straight across.
It just the way I see it is, we'll be lucky if we're competing in the next 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And in my head, I'm asking myself, would I rather have a 35-year-old Sabonis on the team or a 27-year-old Jalen Duren, who's coming off an All-NBA and All-Star season?
Mm-hmm.
And in previous months, I've been seeing the scuttlebutt of second-round pick and this bench player for Sabonis, these horrible offers, when this pops up, I'm just like, as much as I love Sabonis, if he wants to move on and we can get this deal, you have to take that. I'm not really too keen on giving up that much draft capital, but player for player, I'd rather go with the young guy with more room to grow,
Yep. No, thank you, Adam. And I don't blame him for giving you pause. Yeah, Jason, I think I would rate it as, I think on the low end, it would be a first-round pick and a pick swap. I think on the high end, you'd be talking 2 firsts. Again, I think that Minnesota first might be in play. I think the highest they would go would be 2 firsts and a pick swap. It's not going to be Sabonis or Duren. The Detroit will not do that.
Yeah, I also think Detroit may have to do even I forget, there's some other moves they may have to move off of, like someone like Duncan Robinson, just to contract whatever other things they're trying to do as well. I'm trying to think of this from Detroit's perspective too.
Yeah.
Because again, they have a 22-year-old all-star. Yeah. They were the 1 seed. Now Duren didn't have a great postseason, but Sabonis hasn't had the best postseason track record. Do they think that Cade and Sabonis and Thompson and Tobias Harris and everything else, is that enough to get past this top part of the East?
Well, and then on top of that, you've got you've got a team that's known for grit and defense, and that's just the way Detroit. And by the way, not that Sabonis isn't a gritty, tough player.
Yeah,
he's just not a defensive guy. He's an adequate, average defender who doesn't kill you on defense, but also doesn't elevate you on defense. The fact that Detroit would be looking at it's not just Duren, it's Duren and Stewart that are no longer a part of the team now, and replacing that with Sabonis is going to be a massive drop when it comes to defense. However, I think for them, the idea of Cade Cunningham and Domantas Sabonis playing off each other on the DHO and Sabonis being able to be a second hub for that offense, which they really don't currently have one, along with Thompson and Harris and the rest of that crew. I think there is an attraction for them, but I don't think it's going to be. Look, let's put it this way. I shouldn't ever speak in absolutes. If Scott Perry is able to grab Jalen Duren for Domantas Sabonis straight across, then just build a statue of him right now. Have a blast with that. And as far as the compensation for Duren goes, we've already talked about it. That's going to have to be, my guess is somewhere in the 4-year. It will be 4 years. 160, 170, whatever they can fit. That's what you're paying. The good news is you're swapping the $40+ million you're giving Sabonis right now. You're giving that $40+ million to Jalen Duren. Personally, I don't really, for the fact that you're getting a 22-year-old all-star, these don't grow on trees, especially at center. I don't care necessarily about the first-round capital for the first-round capital, because let's be honest, the odds of finding a guy in the first round, especially with the new rules, that by the time he's 22 years old is going to be an all-star, and by the way, play defense, which we've been preaching about, which is especially needed with Acuff now as your face of the franchise, the odds of you finding that in the draft are not impossible, but they're minuscule. It's not the picks that I care about so much, Jason. It's the It's the salary floor that comes with the picks that I care about, because Keegan's moving up this year. Acuff eventually is he's gonna move up, and you're getting Darius Acuff for the next 4 or 5 years for, in the NBA, effectively nothing. That's a big advantage, and that's the advantage they would have with those picks that they won't have with Jalen Duren.
Yeah,
so
already established. Yep.
Yeah, it's already established. All right, let's clean up a couple other things. Don't forget, by the way, Scott Perry will join us at 9:30. Jonathan. And, of course, if you have questions as well, 1-800-920-1140. Like, for example, from the 916, so do you guys believe Sabonis wants out? I think Domantas Sabonis is doing it as nicely as he can. Like, for example, if he doesn't move and he's here next year, he's going to be a pro. He's going to do his thing. Do I think Sabonis would like a change of scenery? Do I think Sabonis would like to go play for a playoff team? Do I think Sabonis would like to go play for last year's reigning #1 seed in the East? Yeah, I do. I don't think that I don't. But what I don't want is for fans to turn on Domantas and be like, "Oh, he wants out. He's screwing us." No, I think Sabonis is like, dude, I'm good. I'm good to be here. My family's here. Napa's right there. He's a big wine guy. He loves the area. But yeah, change the scene. I've been here a few years. Obviously, I'm not a part of the future. He's not a part of the future. So I'd rather move on and get busy with my career. It's not incumbent upon Domantas Sabonis or Zach LaVine or any other player. It's not incumbent upon them to necessarily put their life on hold, their career on hold, their goals on hold, if they're not a part of the future for the good of the team and the city. I know it's hard for us to understand that, but it's okay for them to say, hey, look, I don't want to screw these guys, but yeah, if there's a deal that pops up and I can go to a winning team right now and be a part of their future, I'm in.
Yeah, I want to say, hey, I only want to go to this team, and you better do it.
Yeah, like Chris does.
Yeah, I think there's a real chance that Sacramento Kings could have started next season with LaVine, Sabonis, possibly, I don't think now, but possibly DeRozan.
Yeah.
All good players. There's nothing wrong with them. But you go, that's a real hard sell when you've won 22 games. You've drafted a player that everybody's excited about. You kind of want to start the next chapter.
Yes.
And LaVine opting in, we get it. I mean, that was a tough one to get around. But you can waive DeRozan if they do it. Yes. And if you can move Sabonis, then it just, if you get Duren in return, and it just creates a little bit more opportunity. It just feels like you're starting something different as opposed to running back a thing that wasn't successful. And part of it wasn't successful because of injuries. I get it. But just to think, hey, running it back, is it going to get them 40 to 45 wins? It just feels kind of hopeful and wishful as opposed to practical.
And I think in this case, a Duren move would accelerate that rebuild. It stays on the timeline. Yeah, it violates two of the principles that were kind of in place, which is don't take on extra salary and don't mess with future draft capital. But again, you've got to be flexible. You've got to make. I don't think anybody was talking about the idea of Jalen Duren coming to Sacramento when they were writing out those pillars or whatever the heck. From the 530. Here we go. From the 530. The Kings shouldn't do this if they have to include a first-round pick, brother or sister. Then they shouldn't do it. If the idea of them giving up draft capital scares you off of this deal, then you should be anti this deal, because it will not be Duren for Sabonis straight up. There will be draft capital involved, and it will be first-round draft capital involved. I would imagine it would be more than one first-round pick involved as well. And if it's anything less than that or that, then again, have a parade for Scott Perry. From the 916, who are we following on the Kuminga front? Spears says we're interested. Amick says we're not. Sorry if I missed it, but I'm just tuning in. Chris from Orangeville. I haven't seen.
I think Spears said they were interested.
Yeah, I haven't seen.
Like a year ago. And the fact that he pointed out that they didn't extend his contract.
Yeah.
Just was. If I remember right, I could have read that tweet wrong.
I think that's the tweet I read.
It's almost like, hey, connect the dots. They were interested a year ago. Well, maybe they're not anymore.
Here's the tweet. 18 hours ago, the Sacramento Kings had strong interest in Jonathan Kuminga before he was dealt from Golden State to the Hawks. Oh, and are expected to be interested in him now as a free agent. But it would certainly come as a massive pay cut, a mammoth pay cut for Kuminga to come to the Kings, as they would have a $2.6 million minimum offer. Now, listen.
So maybe they're interested in him at that price point.
Yeah, if the Kings can get Jonathan Kuminga at the vet min, I'm reporting they're incredibly interested. Yeah, let me see where what Sam said, which is let's see, Duran. On a related note, I'm told the Kings are not expected to pursue free agent forward Jonathan Kuminga. So I think it's a rare opportunity where both friends of the show, I know we have Sam on every week, but Mark's always been very kind to us, and I wouldn't say a bad word about either of them personally or professionally. They're both phenomenal. And by the way, Mark Spears, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Always like to put that out there. I think both Sam and Mark are right here. Sam is saying the Kings are not expected to pursue Jonathan Kuminga. I think that's correct. Mark is saying they were interested, and if Kuminga came here, it would be on a massive pay cut for the vet minimum of $2.6 million. Well, I do think the Kings would be interested in that, but I don't think that's realistically. I don't think Kuminga's value is $2.6 million. I'm pretty sure he can find a little bit more than that.
You would think.
And again, it's like I said with Jalen Duren in the first-round picks. If we can get Jonathan Kuminga at $3 million, then build the statue, but then have a parade for the statue. Like have a whole, then God bless Scott Perry, but I highly doubt that. We'll take a break. When we come back, as we move towards Scott Perry at 9:30, a lot of free agents, a lot of trading, Jason. A lot of players moving. We're going to try to catch up on that. And ultimately, is this what Adam Silver and the rest of the NBA want? We'll talk about that next.
After 2 seasons in Sacramento, the Kings have traded guard Devin Carter to the Atlanta Hawks. With other potential trade assets on the roster, could more offseason moves be coming from Scott Perry and the front office?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Today on the pod, we're talking to Joan, a method actor and Scratchers enthusiast. So, Joan, what do you like about playing Scratchers?
Well, as a method actor, it's about becoming the ticket. Scratching up, down, stage left, stage right.
So what's your motivation? Because your performance feels so real.
Oh, I was just tapping into my inner Scratchers.
Incredible.
Yes. Bravo me.
Scratchers from the California Lottery. A little play can make your day. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 years or older to purchase player claim.
Progressive knows you've got plenty of things to worry about.
What time does the kids' practice end? How long has that check engine light been on? Are takeout containers microwave safe?
So the last thing you should have to worry about is what to do if something unexpected happens on the road. That's why if you're ever in a major accident, Progressive's accident response can detect it and send help. It's just one less thing to worry about.
How long does chicken last in the fridge?
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Limited availability in California. Driver is responsible for emergency and towing charges not covered by the policy.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
As we roll into summer, there's a new opportunity for you to get a new truck at a great monthly payment at Folsom Chevrolet. At Folsom Chevy, they're now offering 0% financing for 5 years on every new 2026 Silverado half-ton in stock. 0% financing on a two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, LT, RST, High Country, you name it. Together, let's drive. Must finance with GM on approved credit, $16.67 per 1,000 finance. Cannot be combined with other offers. Ends July 7, 2026.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729. Or visit us at powercopiers.com.
In celebration of 80 years of 49ers football, Sactown Sports is counting down 80 of the most memorable moments that have shaped the team's storied legacy and winning tradition. Here's today's faithful flashback.
Number 50. T.O.'s Dallas Stars celebration.
There are more important moments in 49ers history, but you won't find many more memorable than what Terrell Owens did in Dallas. Adding fuel to the Niners-Cowboys rivalry on September 24th of 2000, T.O. caught a TD and sprinted to midfield and stood on the Cowboys star with arms out and looking to the sky in an act of faith. The Cowboys naturally didn't like it, but when T.O. caught a late TD to put the game away, he sprinted to the star again and planted the ball on the logo, and instantly he was blasted by the Cowboys' George Teague. Teague was tossed from the game. T.O. was suspended the next week by the commissioner, even though that penalty was later reduced to just a fine.
Faithful flashbacks on Sactown Sports 1140.
A Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
All right, I'm hiding my monitor from you, Jason.
No hidesies.
I don't want to give the surprise away. I'm going to play a sound clip for you.
Okay.
I want you to take a guess as to what this is. Any idea?
A home run?
Yes, I'll give you a hint. You saw this less than 24 hours ago.
Oh, Shohei.
This is Shohei Ohtani in Sacramento.
Dave loves L.A. Dave loves it.
Hey, man.
I filmed it too.
Did you?
I posted it. A rare post for me.
Really?
Yeah.
So we got John Fisher's dream.
Which is opposing players coming here.
Yeah,
and
remember when he was talking about, hey, you're going to be able to see Aaron Judge hitting home runs.
That's right.
Shohei Ohtani
That's
hitting home
right.
runs.
That's right. Oh, wait, hold on. I know you didn't post this.
Oh.
Oh, come on. This is so great. Every time I go to your Twitter account, I play this. Did you know that?
No.
I do.
1:45 left, 3rd and 6. Stanford gets a late sub off. If the Hornets would have snapped, it would have been a free play. Now it comes in on 3rd and 6. Bennett to throw. Pressure coming. Bennett avoids that. Bennett outside. Bennett throws late. It's caught by Fulcher. First down and more. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! Touchdown, Hornets! What just happened? Got to get 20.
What? You know, actually, I don't think I've ever told you this. My daughter, we were watching a game this had to be a year or two ago. So we were watching a game on TV, Sac State, and you were calling it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Avery turns to me and she goes, because I said, hey, it's Jason on the call, so we're watching for a little bit. She did not believe me that was you.
Really?
She said that your voice when you're calling a game does not sound like your voice when you're talking, and she's known you her whole life.
Daddy, that's not my Jason.
That's not my Jason. It doesn't sound like him at all. And I was like, well, sweetheart, there's like play-by-play voice, and then there's regular voice. And
then there's inside voice.
Then there's inside, and then there's outside voice. Here is Jason Ross. Credit to Jason Ross for the video. Wow, you did. So were you filming like each pitch?
Who I was with Steve last night. He filmed like the third Shohei at bat. And I go, he's going to come up later, maybe a more important at bat. I'm going to film it. And I go and
you got
I filmed this one. That's the only thing I filmed last night.
Also, great seats. Great seats. Here it is, Jason Ross.
Go Shohei! I pay you so much. Please hit a ball.
Yeah, that guy can. I just followed Shohei.
I love it. I don't even know what guy's saying.
He was a guy that was doing the "Let's go Dodger" and getting it, but then he can't. I don't know where he was sitting. He wasn't near us, but he was standing right by us and was super loud. I was like, okay, we're doing this right now. And then he was like, come on, Shohei, hit a ball. I don't know what he said.
Any beers at all involved?
Probably none.
None.
Yeah.
Gotta love LA fan.
Dave loves LA.
Double fisting.
Dave loves LA. Dave loves it.
Okay, when I say double fisting, let's not play clips until I finish the rest of the sentence.
What was it?
Double fisting beers.
Oh, beers.
In his schmedium Gibson jersey.
That was a fun game last night. Like, just name some Dodgers, and I'll tell you of history, and I'll tell you if I saw that jersey.
Do you want me to name like random? You want me to try? And because like Sean Green is the first one.
Okay, that's good. I didn't see that. But
okay, Kurt Gibson, Oral Hershiser, Valenzuela.
Saw a couple of those. Obviously, Shohei, Betts, Freeman, but like there was a Scully. I'm like, hey, that's kind of a cool jersey.
Okay,
Vince Scully.
that's a really cool jersey.
Steve Garvey.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Dork.
Gosh,
who else did I see? I mean, it was all blue.
I hate Dodger fans. Just go
going again tonight.
Back to your shanties, shooter.
That's what you weren't saying earlier.
What was I saying earlier? Super good timing.
Yeah.
Well, let's wait for it. What was I saying earlier? Gotta love LA fan. Okay, play that again.
Is that a decibel one?
Yeah, play that one more time.
Gotta
love LA fan. And one more time. Gotta love LA fan. Okay, the tone on that is incredibly clear. That's
not play-by-play voice.
No. Gotta love LA fan. You gotta love LA. That's like saying, you gotta love earthquakes,
It's like saying, I love LA.
No, it's not. It's the same kind of context because it's the opposite.
It's the same, but different.
Hey, 916 Silva. That's who this guy is? Okay. Thanks for the shout out, guys. It was great meeting you guys on Saturday. It was a lot of fun. That's
What's up,
Juan,
Juan?
who you met out at Super Taco.
Told you you'd be checking in.
Look at that.
Told you it's super good.
Super good.
Super good.
All right.
He was eyeing what you were eating, Chris. He was like, do I order that? Does it have hominy in it? All that kind of stuff.
How about Chris taking the coward's way out and not telling him what he says in our ear?
He did tell him one.
He did tell him one?
Yeah.
The one involving you.
Which one was that? Okay, let's go.
He did with pride.
That's the one?
And you want to know what's even better?
And by better, it's like when I say gotta love LA fan. God damn it. What, Jason?
You do like Forrest Gump.
What? Oh. Huh? What?
There was a special guest next to Chris.
Oh,
yeah.
When he said that. When he said what he said in your ear.
When Chris said...
So we haven't unveiled the other person.
When Chris said what he said in my ear, which
Juan.
Let me just say, is an incredibly disparaging remark about my child.
I
incredibly inappropriate
to each their own.
Who was the special guest?
My mom was there.
Right in front of his mom. I was so proud of Chris.
Did she react at all?
I think it was
yeah. She just went right back on to, who was it, Portugal and Colombia?
Yeah.
That game was on.
Yeah, so come on.
Forget Dave's daughter. Game's on. Wow. Would have liked a little more forceful reaction from your mother. Perhaps a grounding.
No, I think she was proud.
Yeah.
Grounding.
That's my boy. Dave and Jay, if this deal is a real opportunity and not just smoke, I'm down with I like how we're negotiating now. I'm down with 1 unprotected first and 2 pick swaps. After seeing Scott Perry's success in the draft, I'd rather swap so we can still get a first-round pick in those years. By the way, would you do a similar deal if it was for Chet Holmgren? I wouldn't.
Why?
I don't want to say.
Okay.
I will explain why I don't want to say, and I think you'll get it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to put out in the ether why I'm incredibly not a fan of acquiring Chet Holmgren to a long-term contract, because I would not wish that on anyone.
Got it.
Let me just say,
get it up.
I don't have a ton.
You have a fear of that?
I really have a fear of that.
Okay, can I ask you as a counter pushback, if I'm going down the right road, do you not have that same fear if for whatever reason something like this came up and Wembanyama was available?
I do have that fear with him, but
you do it.
I do it.
Yeah.
Screw it.
Gotcha.
I would 100% do it for Victor Wembanyama. But yeah, I've got that same fear, and I think history lends itself. Now listen, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is on line 3 right now, saying,
Put him on.
I can't. We don't have time.
That one's blocked.
We don't have time for Kareem.
Okay, yeah. I mean, come on,
I said
Kareem.
line 3, which apparently we were having issues with yesterday.
Dave loves L.A. Dave loves it.
No, Dave loves Milwaukee.
He's called a lot, and you just leave him there.
Kareem didn't play for Milwaukee.
I thought he did.
Al Sindor played for Milwaukee.
Oh, Al Sindor.
His name is Al Sindor.
Albert Sindor played for Milwaukee. But generally, guys with that build don't last forever.
How about Jalen Duren? He's a man. He's put together.
Jalen Duren is a New York State.
Is put together.
Absolutely. Sides of beef. Oh. They're just beef sides.
What's for dinner?
What is for dinner? By the way, reports out there that Toronto and the Clippers are on the cusp of a Kawhi Leonard trade. So we will, of course, follow that throughout the day as movement seems to be happening.
So I could add another to my list. Do you see the All-Stars that have been traded in 2026? Just since January.
Trae Young, Jaren Jackson Jr. You put Mike Conley. I mean, okay.
But I mean, he's been an All-Star.
Right.
I'm going to have to put him on there.
You're right. No, you're right. No, you're 100% right. Anthony Davis, D'Angelo Russell, Chris Middleton, Nikola Vucevic, Julius Randle, Giannis, LaMelo, and Ja. And Kawhi seems like he's going to be next. Since the start of 2026, non-All-Stars, but still CJ McCollum, Sacramento's Jared McCain, Anthony Simons, Naz Reid, Miles Bridges, Kings dealt Schroeder, Ellis, and now Carter. Your question is, and I know we got to go to break, but it's worth talking about. Is all this good for the NBA?
I think the NBA absolutely loves what Twitter, well, X, whatever is going on. Like just this, the Shams report, like all this stuff is exciting.
Yes.
I don't know if it's good. I don't know the answer if it's good.
I think the NBA loves it. I don't know if fan bases do. Because fan bases
I think they do
attached.
when they feel like they win.
That's right.
On it.
That's
like
right.
if they get the right end of the deal. But
That's right.
I said this when it happened, and I really mean it. Like let's try to put the Kings in this spot. If we had Giannis, drafted him, found him, had him, one of the game's great players, a legend, he's going to have a statue. And like for the last 2 years, it's like, wait, I think he's leaving. Or is he going to leave? And then what are we going to get? Can we get them? I don't want him to go. And then he goes, and it's like, did they get enough? That would be really rough.
That would be incredibly rough. We'll see what happens. Yeah, well, it'll be very interesting. We have multiple moves in the NBA that we need to catch up on as well, including one that just happened. Nothing Kings related, though, but we'll give that to you all. Breaking news in the NBA when we come back next.
After 2 seasons in Sacramento, the Kings have traded guard Devin Carter to the Atlanta Hawks. With other potential trade assets on the roster, could more offseason moves be coming from Scott Perry and the front office?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
And we're live from the living room as Doug eyes up the matchday spread. He's reaching for the buffalo wing. Perfect. Hang on, what's this? Oh, he's gone for a can of Pepsi too. Incredible. What a finish. Sensational combination. Look at the delight on his face. There's no doubt about it. It just tastes better. Match days deserve Pepsi. Food deserves Pepsi. Grab a pack of Pepsi Zero Sugar for today's match. It's poetry in motion.
We wouldn't be celebrating America 250 if it wasn't for a strong foundation set by the framers. Hamilton built America's financial foundation on sound money, later embodied by the gold standard. But we abandoned that discipline in 1971 and have seen inflation erode the dollar's value. What's the foundation of your savings? Is it gold or something that can be devalued? Hi, it's Dr. Ron Paul, and I encourage you to speak with my friends at Birch Gold Group about diversifying an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold. Learn more by requesting a free info kit on gold IRAs. Just text the word SECURE to the number 989898. Let Birch Gold help you build your foundation with gold. Text the word SECURE to the number 989898. Text SECURE to 989898.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot.
And what's not?
It's not good.
Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
It's hot.
The Elk Grove Blue 11 under All-Star team.
Oh, he's right about this. Tell me more.
They won the Fresno Memorial Day Tournament Championship. They also won the Cal Ripken State Championship. They're the number 1 seed from Northern California, headed to regionals in Nevada with an opportunity to go to the World Series in Indiana. And guess what, guys?
What?
You know someone on that team.
Who's that?
Who is it?
Little David White Stevenson. Stevenson White. I messed it up.
We still have some of his artwork up here. Or I think
we do.
Well, I was interested. I was.
But they're going to be going to Nevada next month.
Let's go
and try and
gambling.
Go all the way.
Oh
yeah. I heard that they do need sponsors, so maybe gambling might help.
Gotcha. What did you say? They're going to go to Nevada.
Go all the way.
Will you be up there personally cheering him on as a good uncle, cousin, whoever you are?
Unfortunately, I have to work.
Didn't have to unfortunately work for your back door thing you went to yesterday. You didn't have to work for that, but
I didn't go to the back door.
Forbidden door.
Yes.
But Lil David's in the fight of his life here for sports immortality. You're like, I have to work.
Sports immortality.
I mean, back door, the crab fishing, Oasis concert, random trip to Idaho, no problem. My relative going into Nevada, which is a couple hours away, to do the thing that I just read on the air. And let me say this to any potential sponsors out there.
Okay.
If Chris isn't willing to make the trip out there to support his cousin, young, little, tiny, precious, golden, glowing David, what the hell's the point?
Yeah, then what are we doing here?
Also, you know who else is hot?
Who?
Kelly Fendler.
Okay.
I know, right? Kelly Fendler has been in the Pacific Ocean on a boat that she named Lily since departing from Monterey on May 21st. She is attempting to row her way to Oahu, 2,400 miles. She's attempting, usually it'll say she's attempting to break a world record. She's attempting to shatter a world record held by Leah Ditton of 86 days, 10 hours, and 5 minutes. She would become just the third woman to row to Hawaii unassisted. And somebody updated me on this earlier. She's not that far out. I think she's like 300 miles out or 280-something miles out or whatever the hell. I mean, here we go. Kelsey, where the hell are 247 miles from Hawaii right now. So, hey.
Hopefully there's no headwinds.
Right? Let's go tailwinds.
I've been following along. There have been headwinds.
Oh, have there?
There are always headwinds.
Who is not?
Penalty kicks.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you watch Paraguay, Germany, also Morocco and Netherlands. A lot of post hitting.
What?
A lot of straight missing.
Oh.
Wasn't good for the people who are fans of penalty. The one thing I don't like is just like, how can you not even hit it? It's just like, dude, some of these guys have been out there for 2 hours.
They're trying to put
in the heat,
the spinny stuff on there, and then it just goes meow, and it doesn't work out. That's my professional analysis.
The spinny stuff, and it doesn't work out.
Here is Paraguay with their winning kick to knock out Germany.
A few have been in this position for Paraguay, but he scores! Paraguay have done it! Paraguay have won it! And they booted Germany out of the World Cup!
And
it was great!
Here is, not to be outdone, Morocco saying, go back to the Netherlands. Netherland. Oh, come on, play. Jesus.
Ismail Sabari can win the penalty shootout for Morocco with this kick. Yes!
It's pretty good. Also, wait, were you laughing? Why are you laughing at them?
Netherlands losing.
So is it? Do you hate every European team except for the one that your boy's on, Holland? Which technically you're rooting against Holland.
Yeah, I guess so.
Wow.
Okay. Confirmed.
I mean, I guess so.
I mean, I wasn't thinking that way, but yeah, I think you're right.
Would you say, Chris, that you are a hater? Just in general.
Yeah. But I think all soccer fans are haters. All soccer fans root against other teams more than they root for them.
I think that's actually fairly accurate. You asked for it, we'll give it to you. Always shout out to the Americans, but the Spanish call is always better. Here's Paraguay. Here is, and when I say here's Paraguay, I mean here is an unmuted call for Paraguay.
Marca Canales, Paraguay está en octavos.
It's already better.
Si tapa Neuer, hola vuela, seguimos. Viene Canales. Paraguay se clasifica. Paraguay se clasifica a los octavos de final de la Copa del Mundo 2026. Paraguay hizo el milagro. Paraguay aguantó hasta el final. Paraguay forzó los penales y Paraguay está clasificado a los octavos de final, eliminando al tetracampeón del mundo, Alemania. Paraguay hace historia. Paraguay espera por Francia, por Suecia.
It's like listening to classical music, man.
Just like it.
Just amazing. If I can find the Moroccan call, I'll help you out, but I don't see it yet. All right, let's go streaking. Streaking!
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking! Yeah!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing?
streaking.
All right.
All right. Well, let's see how we did. Dave, you're at 0. I'm at 1. Chris is at 1. So we got to get going here on our streaking. Dave, you had a restart. So you said, look, I'm going to start my streak with Henry Bolte.
Henry Bolte.
I was at this game. I saw him get that hit. 1 for 5 with an RBI. You're now at 1.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I made the mistake of taking Jacob Wilson, not because he didn't get a hit, but he got placed on the injured list.
Dork.
He did not play, so I stay at 1.
Wait, why is Jacob Wilson a dork for being injured?
No, it's me.
Okay, just making sure, because a lot of people take that the wrong way.
And then Chris sent in Nick Kurtz. And he got it 4 times, and he got a hit. So we all loaded up on A's yesterday.
Early on.
What's that?
Very early on. Didn't even have to worry about it.
By the way, shout out to Josh Kuroda-Grauer.
I saw his first major league hit.
Have a day.
Yeah.
3 for 4. He is currently batting a sultry 750.
I know. At one point, he got a hit on his first at-bat. I thought, should he retire? 1 for 1.
That's it.
It was perfect.
What if he did like Moonlight Graham, except he didn't get a hit? But you get my point. This is Sack Dork.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. You know what? Speaking of, I'm going with him.
Oh.
Give me the rook.
JKG?
JKG, baby.
Okay. I am going to take the guy that last night played third base and batted 7th, Max Muncy.
Wait, you're going to need to be more specific, please.
No, he played third base and batted 7th.
No, which one? Give me the one that was born August 25th.
Oh, Max Muncy.
Wait, what?
I'm going to take the A's, Max
Okay,
Muncy.
all right.
Maximum Muncy.
That is so weird.
It is.
That is so freaking weird.
Chris?
I mean, we all took A's yesterday.
Yeah.
Can we all take A's today?
No, you're going to be different.
My name is Atu.
Otto Lopez.
By the way, we got it here as we go to break. Morocco, by the way. This is Morocco's winning kick. The great Andres Cantor.
Ahí va el remate de Saibari, el goleador del equipo. Saibari.
I wasn't alive to see Mozart or Beethoven. I wasn't, man.
But you are now. What a time to be alive.
What was it like, Jason?
It was fine. It was mid.
Imagine like watching a great jazz drummer or something. Just, God, I could listen to him read the freaking phone book. It's time to start calling Andres Cantor one of the best announcers in the world of any sport.
I agree.
And when I say it's time, I mean people have been doing that a long time. But
hey, it's time for you to do it.
Yeah, it's time for us to do it. Let's take a break. Final hour of the program, and we haven't really talked about it yet. We got more press conference audio, a lot for you, and Devin Carter will not join us because, sorry, I got mixed up. We'll talk about the Devin Carter trade. There's going to be a little bit of a different clock, not that you guys will notice. Scott Perry's going to join us at 9:30, so we will be right back after this.
After 2 seasons in Sacramento, the Kings have traded guard Devin Carter to the Atlanta Hawks. With other potential trade assets on the roster, could more offseason moves be coming from Scott Perry and the front office?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom!
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
All right, final hour of today's program. Reminder that Kings General Manager Scott Perry is going to join us in about 30 minutes or so. That's right. Because there's just constant NBA news, but we're not going to get breaking news from him, but we got information that we can talk to him about.
Yes, we can. Yeah. Coming up in just under 30 minutes.
Yeah.
By the way, ran into an old friend downstairs.
Yeah.
Lori's here.
Oh, wow, nice. Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Very cool.
Nice chat. She said say hello.
Oh, very nice.
Looks fantastic.
Cool.
Good for her. Also, big news. I got Ron Burton with my I can see clearly now Lorraine has gone joke.
Dork.
Fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker.
You were just going to keep pushing that until you got somebody.
It's really a fun thing.
What does that mean? Did he laugh heartily?
No, I just got through it without him noticing, and then kind of he's a fellow dad, so he clapped his hand. He said, love it. Was it a courtesy love it? Probably.
Sounds like a courtesy love it.
A little bit. Brother of Lyle.
John Lovitz.
Long time?
Love it or list it.
What?
That's a show.
Oh, it is? I love it or leave it, I thought is what this. Yeah, okay. Robert Williams, you talked about the Time Lord. He will be spending his time in Portland, 3 years, $44 million contract extension, according to Shams Charania, to return to the Blazers. Also, just to clean up some other stuff, the Warriors extended Kristaps Porzingis 2 years, $40 million. Harrison Barnes signed a 1 year, $8 million deal to stay with the Spurs. Fire Falcon.
Yes.
Yeah, Fire Falcon. We are going to hear directly from Scott Perry a little bit, and now 26 minutes, but...
You should see Shams.
Should have a wig?
Did you see Shams right now?
That deserves a banner.
When it breaks,
We have it first.
It's Sactown Sports breaking news.
Well, half of my LeBron James prediction is no longer valid. LeBron James will continue his NBA career next year and has informed the Los Angeles Lakers that he will play elsewhere. All right. Can you play that sounder again, please? and you just lost it. Okay, well, I was going to...
It just completely went
It just
off
went
the board,
away?
and now I have to find it.
Well, see, I was going to do a little mini bit here, but...
mini breaking news.
Thank you.
Sactown Sports, Carmichael Dave Show.
Wait, do you have a sounder for I'm about to predict breaking news? As if it were breaking?
Future breaking news.
I like it.
He does.
Wait, hold on. Do that one more time.
Future breaking news.
That honestly, record that and replay it. LeBron James will sign with the Golden State Warriors, forming a long-rumored triumvirate, if you will, with Draymond Green, also a Clutch Sports client, and Steph Curry, still to be determined whether or not the Warriors will be able to get Anthony Davis. He's going to Golden State. And we knew I thought he was going.
Didn't his career begin here in Sacramento?
As a matter, by the way, is he the missing piece?
Yeah.
What if we got Jalen? Hey, honest question. LeBron James for one. Forget about basketball. Just which would you rather? LeBron James for 1 year. Jalen Duren on a long-term deal.
The Kings?
I understand that Jalen Duren's the right answer from a basketball standpoint. I'm just saying, if you could pick right now, based on how much you think there's a chance that Jalen Duren would sign or not sign, and old BJ came down, basketball Jesus, and said, hey, I'll give you LeBron James right now for a year, or I'll give you a good shot at Jalen Duren.
Jalen.
Yeah?
Yeah, but LeBron, it'd be amazing.
Jalen Duren's the right answer, but God, that would be some great content.
Yeah.
That'd be some. You think we'd get to talk to LeBron at Media Day if he was a King?
Yes.
Do you think he would, or would he have his own Media Day?
I don't know.
If LeBron,
I don't know what that circus is like.
If LeBron James signed with the Sacramento Kings, he would have all of, he may not even go to Media Day. He may just furnish a photoshopped picture of him in a Kings uniform and palling around with the guys. We may not even get media availability with him.
I don't know if anyone knows this. Mm-hmm. LeBron James's first game was played in Sacramento. His first NBA game. Yeah.
Look, dude, a lot of people are listening right now, and I want to say shout out and hello to everybody on the chat on YouTube and everywhere else. But Chris, not a good time to do bits and tell lies on the air. Next thing you know, really people are going to say LeBron James started his career in Sacramento, and they're going to aggregate it, and they're going to say it was this show that did it.
Yeah, there's a whole commercial and everything.
No, in your world, were you on the weed? Hey, let's get.
That's a possibility.
Let's get to the press conference here. All right, we left off with Scott Perry, who will join us now in 23 minutes, talking about the coaches that all three draft picks played for. Here's Emmanuel Sharp talking about playing for Kelvin Sampson.
I mean, it was probably, that was my best decision, going to Houston so I could be coached by him. Great coach, but, just an even greater person. I learned a lot from him, not even basketball related. He's taught me so much about life. And I think he's prepared me for, what I'm, going to see in the future. At Houston, he puts us through a lot of adversity. And, coming into the league, it's not going to be easy. You got to work for a lot of things. And I think that's the main thing he preached to us is that, nothing's going to be handed to you. You got to work for everything. And, practices too. It's playing for him. He's going to put you through a lot of things that you probably won't even see, at the next level. So, I think I'm really prepared and, glad that I chose him to be my coach.
Alex Caravan also played for a guy out of UConn that some of you may know. We'll get to him in a second on Hurley. But how about on his new teammates and Kings fans in general?
It means a lot. It means a lot. I mean, this is a new chapter for all of us. And ever since I've worked out with the Kings, just hearing about how passionate the fans are and to see that right when I landed at the airport, it means a lot to me. And it was a super warm welcoming, and it's just an exciting feeling to, play your best basketball out here for the fans.
More the same. It was a great feeling, getting off the plane. It's kind of caught me by surprise. I wasn't ready for it, but, they're great fans. It just shows how invested they are, and, that's all you can ask for in a fan base. So, I can't wait to, be out there on the floor, with them cheering for us and, light the beam.
Yeah, like he said, since I've been here, all I've been hearing about is the fans. You get a sense of it when you look like in front of the arena. You see people out there, but I could just tell it's a great city, great fans. No matter what, I know they go support you. So, like they said, I just can't wait to get it started and just ready to hoop again for sure.
That was great when Sharp said light the beam. Remember we were talking yesterday about how I'm going to get the soundboard with the laugh track?
Yeah.
And we had first kiss, all the ooh and all that. I want polite media laughter.
It was there.
There was very polite media laughter after he said that. Here's Caravan on playing for Coach Hurley.
Yeah, what Emmanuel said too, but Coach Hurley, he changed my life, and I wouldn't be here without him. Just the tough love that he instilled every single day, and just pushing me to be a better person, but person and player at the same time. And I mean, those practices, just the daily habits that we had every single day, is just those core values that he instilled in me is something that I want to carry over to this organization and just really getting better every single day and just knowing how hard it is to win. And that's something I'm excited to bring here.
So there you go. There's Caravan playing for Hurley, Sharp playing for Calvin Sampson. How about playing for Coach Calipari there, Darius Acuff?
Coach Cal, he crazy. He crazy, but, he – Like he said about his coach, he more of a family person more than a coach. He care about you. It's deeper than basketball with him. So I learned a lot of life lessons more than basketball from him. And like they say, he prepare you in practice. The game was really easy because when in practice he make it hard for you. So it was a great plan for him. The whole staff. We had a lot of people over there. Kenny Payne, he coached in the NBA. So just playing for them, it was great for sure.
Did you, by the way, I don't know how much of the Darius Acuff interview you saw or heard right here on Sactown Sports yesterday, but dare I say Alan Stiles got Darius Acuff to have, I think, maybe the most emotive reaction.
I know what you're going to say,
we've seen yet. Yep. When we come back, we'll play that. And we'll also have some follow-up questions to that as well. When we come back, we'll do more press conference audio before we get to Scott Perry at 9:30. Right here on your home of the Kings, Sactown Sports.
Zach LaVine has opted into his $49 million player option with the Kings. Will the high-priced guard be locked in next to Darius Acuff Jr.? Or should the veteran's minutes be reduced to make way for the new young talent?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-881-8686. That's 800-881-8686. 800-881-8686.
The Gold Rush Classic is a celebrity Pro-Am golf tournament, $1 million hole-in-one, a celebrity skins game, a draft party, and a concert under the stars. The Gold Rush Classic raises money for Jordan's Guardian Angels, Make-A-Wish, First Tee of Sacramento, local youth, sports, and other worthwhile children's charities. The Gold Rush Classic takes place on August 6th and 7th in Rancho Murrieta. Join the fun, raise money for charity, and play golf with basketball royalty like Reggie Theus, Kenny Thomas, Olden Polynice, or Greg Ostertag. Or if you like football, we have Lloyd, Merriweather, Sharp, Schumann, and OK Baseball. What do you like? We have those guys too. Jesse Orozco, Frank Arroyo, Jim Barr, Greg Vaughn, and others. Sponsorships are still available at goldrushclassic.org. The Gold Rush Classic is sponsored by Atkins Family Vineyards and the Sheldon Inn on Elk Grove. They're the perfect pairing for any occasion. For sponsorship information, visit goldrushclassic.org.
You can buy golf clubs anywhere, but buy clubs that fit the shelf instead of your swing. That's why Hagen Oaks offers total game fitting. TrackMan dials in your driver and irons. Ping's Ballnemic Ball Fitter finds your perfect golf ball. Hagen Oaks Putter Fitting Studio helps you roll it true. And FootJoy's 3D foot scanner matches you with balance and stability. Whether you're a beginner or accomplished, your best game starts with the right fit. Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. Better fit, more fun. Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave.
What's up? It's Matt George.
What's good? It's Alan Stiles.
With the most trusted voices in the community.
This is Jason Ross.
Hey, it's Kayla Anderson.
It's Whitey Gleason.
Ready to help promote your business, both as partners and customers. All you have to do is ask. Pick up the phone, dial pound 250 and say, grow my business to get connected with a team member today. That's pound 250 and say, grow my business. Our team will review your product, quickly pair you with a perfect endorser, and create video and audio samples, all at no cost or obligation to you. With the most live and local on-air lineup, a dynamic content-driven website, and a state-of-the-art mobile app, Sactown Sports 1140 is tailor-made to help you connect with a sports audience in Sacramento. So why wait? Dial pound 250 today. Say, grow my business, and let us help take you to the next level.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
This poor guy in the chat. By the way, hello to everybody in the chat. My name is Dej, D-E-J. He is convinced that LeBron James started his first game in Sacramento. Chatters, help him out. I guess he went on AI and saw that.
That's not always right.
Come on, man. Don't believe everything you read, dude. Never happened. Scott Perry will join us in about 14 minutos. Said before we went to break, did Alan Stiles.
Oh, yeah.
In their exclusive interview with Darius Acuff yesterday. Did Alan Stiles manage to get the most emotive? I mean, there was laughing, there was smiling, the whole thing. The best answer in the history of Darius Acuff being a Sacramento King. Yeah, I know I'm playing it up pretty hard, but I think it's worth it. Here's the question and the answer.
Darius, you were on the Draymond Green pod. Like we said, we saw the media circuit that all the draft picks had to go through, and you brought up wanting to win your matchup. And there was, I don't know, for lack of a better term, maybe some confusion with those out there saying, oh, well, the team defense part of it, is he saying that he's not going to guard this player or that player? The way I took it as if you don't want to be hidden. You want the smoke. If there's somebody out there that's supposed to be the dude on the other team and he's a point guard, no, I want to lock him up too. So I just wanted to give you a chance to maybe just go a little bit deeper on that one.
Thank you for understanding. I
got you.
Basically, what I was saying, what you said, but what I was saying was like my matchup. Like I'm a point guard. When I'm playing against the other point guard, I don't want to start off the game, and I'm like, when the tip come off, I'm running to the other player. I want to guard the person that they're saying is supposed to be better than me, or we're too like the matchup. But throughout the game, I don't mind guarding anybody. Like certain teams, you have defensive schemes where you have to guard a 2 or 3, or even you got to switch, and I'm fine with all of that. Like I'm willing to guard anybody on the team. I might not be the best defender on the team. We might have a 6'7" guy that can guard the point guard. I'm fine with that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good with guarding anybody. I'm good with any defensive scheme. I was just saying, if I got a matchup and I want to take it personal, I want to guard my matchup for sure.
There you go. That clears that up.
Good job, Alan.
Was it?
Yeah. Okay. I'm giving him credit.
30, I timed it. That was a 39-second question.
Your timing.
Do we really want to talk about question length?
Ivory Coast versus Norway today, AT&T Stadium in Dallas. In the
No.
30. What? No.
Wait, is it? Is it one of the ones that they're allowed to say the sponsor?
I don't know.
Oh,
I put it there.
Yeah, at Dallas Stadium.
Okay.
France versus Sweden at the New Jersey Stadium.
New Jersey Stadium.
Which is kind of funny because everybody's like, everyone who comes here is just like, oh, America, it's so great. I didn't know how great it was. These stadiums are cathedrals. Everything's amazing. The food, the people, this and that. God, this New York place sucks. This stadium is terrible. You can't get there. It's in the middle of nowhere. This place is stupid. New York not coming off well in the World Cup.
That's the ranch.
And at Mexico Stadium, Mexico versus Ecuador.
Okay.
That's a big one.
What? Mexico, Ecuador?
Yeah.
Big rivalry?
Yeah.
Are they rivals?
Not really rivals on the field, but diplomatically.
Oh, I gotcha. Jason, we're going to play a quick game of first thing to come to mind. I'm going to say a word, and you just give me the first thing you think of, okay? Please don't think about it. Ecuador.
Oh, I don't have anything. Map.
Quito.
Am I the only one that whenever I think of Ecuador, I think of bananas? Aren't they like the banana capital of the world? Chiquita and all that?
No, I don't know.
I feel like when I get my
I
bananas.
thought it was a banana republic.
No, that's a clothing line, stupid.
Oh.
Wimbledon round 1. The return of Serena Williams. We'll all be watching. Like I said, I hope. I'm not thinking Serena Williams is going to do much. I just hope she's not. It's not one of those like, oh. It's like when an old fighter comes back and just gets knocked out. Like, God bless her for doing whatever. I'm not going to hate on her. I'm rooting for her to do better than her age might suggest she will do. I don't want to see her losing 6-1, 6-0 and doing the whole like, well, it was fun. That's fine. Whatever. It won't tarnish anything. I want her to do well.
By the way, Ecuador is the world's largest exporter of bananas.
Machala, Ecuador is also known as a banana capital of the world.
Thank you.
Well done.
Looks like you're celebrating both bananas.
How about that?
Because you're going like this.
Oh, I see.
At one point, but then they split.
See how it took him half a second?
Yeah.
Instead of your 2 minutes.
My 39 seconds.
Your dad joke.
I can't get to that in a split second, Chris. Dodgers at A's.
Yeah.
Or A's at Dodgers. I mean, I don't even know how to describe that one.
Describe it.
Remember that Toto song, Banana?
Dave loves L.A. Dave loves it.
All the way.
Woke up in the morning.
I saw you grows of bananas. That's a Toto song, right?
No.
Oh.
Woke up in the morning and found you in my cereal bowl. Banana, banana. I never knew that a fruit like you could ever taste so good. Banana. No. That was originally the lyrics.
Oh.
And then they changed them. Giants and Diamondbacks.
Okay.
And
sure.
Why not, as we lead into Scott Perry, finish out the segment with JR.
Oh, wow.
Hello, JR.
I hope Ecuador doesn't slip up today.
Right?
Nice. Why? That doesn't appeal to you?
Damn it.
I love J-Rock.
I don't know. I think they're pretty scared. They're looking yellow.
They're looking a little yellow.
Oh.
Well, hopefully winning is what they were bred to do.
Hope one of their shots doesn't peel off and go wide right.
We used peel already, JR. Go on.
Oh, Chris, stay behind the glass.
He's just trying to foster ideas.
Oh, that's a good one.
Damn it.
You're good. Damn you, kid. Okay. Well, hey, congratulations on 25 years and a week, J. Ross.
Thank you.
What?
25 years and a week.
Yeah.
What? Last week was your 25th anniversary?
It was.
Of here? Oh, of your marriage?
Yes.
Oh, I thought of here.
No.
I was like, why didn't we play promos? Should we play promos for Jason's marriage? That's pretty good. 25. Celebrating 25 years of marriage and more. And more.
Do one of those 49er faithful about your wedding and your marriage.
I will. That time you were on the dance floor, JR, my God.
You know who would be great to sing live there?
Who?
Banana Montana.
Oh, easy. Yes. This is going way too far on the banana tree. Hey, real quick, Calipari. Don't we just love that man? I know the interview was last week, but hey, Calipari, imagine being Calipari, having some meatballs, and your son is being recruited. It would be the greatest freaking day right there. Hey, your son's going to do real big. We're going to make a lot of money. Oh, love that guy. I'm so stoked for the cuff man.
Just let him go.
Just as somebody with just honking ADD, I can just identify with the cerebral dump that just happened. We'll take a break.
We're going to make a lot of money.
Forget about it.
When we come back, what a great lead. And how about from the 209, JR, maybe it's time to split. Scott Perry, general manager of the Sacramento Kings. She'll join us next.
Zach LaVine has opted into his $49 million player option with the Kings. Will the high-priced guard be locked in next to Darius Acuff Jr.? Or should the veteran's minutes be reduced to make way for the new young talent?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
The Sacramento Kings return to Golden One Center this weekend for the California Classic presented by Ticketmaster. Come see top NBA draft picks from the Kings, Warriors, Bucks, and Nets go head-to-head across 6 games on July 4th, 5th, and 6th. California Classic tickets are just $21 or save 30% with a 3-day pass and secure a seat to all 6 games for only $50. Visit kings.com/California Classic for more information and to buy your tickets today.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is, what makes us different from other law firms? At Gingery, Hammer & Associates, we handle your case from beginning to the end. Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether it must go into litigation, or whether it has to go all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve.
When you get an injury, just call Gingery.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And right now, new mattresses start at $1,500 during our 4th of July sale. Plus, get a free base with select mattress purchases. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
So Ryan and I came to the decision to get life insurance when I was pregnant with our first son. He really wanted us to be taken care of if something happened to him. He provided for our family in life and also after his death. I think that would make him proud. Ethos makes it fast and easy to get life insurance. Apply in minutes and get same-day coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/music. That's ethos.com/music. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sactown Sports 1140.
In the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
All right, as we get ready to bring in Kings GM Scott Perry, I did this a couple times earlier, want to do it one more time just for people tuning in, and we're happy to have you. There are a lot of things going around right now, and Sam Amick will join us at 8 a.m. tomorrow to talk about trades the Kings have made, to talk about players that have re-upped, opted in, to talk about potential trades that you're all reading about, or one in particular. I want to set expectations. We're bringing Scott on to talk about the draft and also opportunities, if you will, this summer. NBA rules do not allow Scott or any general manager to speak on any player that isn't already with them, that has passed physicals, all that stuff. And when contracts aren't dry ink-wise, can't speak on that either. So we, of course, appreciate Scott's time. Don't want to put him in a bad spot.
Yeah,
Jason.
I don't want to pay the fine.
I don't want to pay the fine at all. We don't make Scott Perry money.
That's true.
As he joins us right now, the very busy general manager for your Sacramento Kings, Scott Perry. Thanks for joining us this morning. How are you, my man?
I'm doing great. It's always good to see you guys. And I want to say congratulations to Jason. Did I just hear 25 years?
Oh, yeah. How about that? Look at that. Thank you.
How about, you're getting close, but you got a little ways to go before you get to me.
Oh, what number are we talking about?
This September will be 40.
Wow. Good for you.
How about that?
That's impressive.
So it gives you a little something to shoot for.
I will try.
Not to be that guy who's just, I'm only on 20 next month.
Okay.
But can I just
That's still good.
Okay, exactly.
I just want to say, to be clear, congratulations to your wives for putting up with the both of you this long,
fair.
I think.
Oh, that's more than fair.
Congratulations back to you, basketball related. The rumors were that the Kings were locked in on Darius Acuff, and Darius Acuff was locked in on the Kings, and, you and his dad and all the stuff leading up, as best as you can, because obviously it sounds like you got the guy, or guys, I should say, you want. Walk us through the lead-in. Were you ever worried about him not being available? Were those rumors true, how much you guys were enamored with each other, Scott?
Well, it's obvious that we were very high on Darius Acuff, the player and the person. Been very familiar with him for some time. We thought he was one of the top, if not the best point guard in this draft. Fortunately for us, and I think the rest of the league that was drafted in the lottery this year, very deep draft, very talented draft. And there was a number of good guards in this draft, but we really felt that Darius was the ideal fit for us because we thought he had the best combination of playmaking and the ability to score. This guy can make people around him better. Shooting is always at a premium in this league. and he's proven that he can shoot the basketball with the best of them. And so, and the last thing I would say about him is his competitive drive. It's when you're around him, get to know it's very evident, and he has an extreme quiet confidence, as I would say. And I think that's going to bode well for him and bode well for the Kings moving forward.
Scott, obviously, as you said, you guys had targeted him. That's the guy you wanted. Did you get intel from their group why they were so enamored with the Kings? This is a team coming off a rough year, but by all accounts, they seem to want to be here too.
Well, we had a good visit, obviously, when he came to Sacramento and spent a lot of time. And as you mentioned before, there was familiarity, me personally, having coached his dad back in college a long time ago, and his dad was a good player. And his family friend that was at the press conference yesterday, his mentor, who's been a big part of Darius's development, Rashad Phillips, I've known him ever since he was a very young player, and I actually coached against him as well. And he was a terrific talent. So, you know, you had a lot of people in his circle that were familiar with me, and obviously me being familiar with them. And I think they all understood the importance of being somewhere where there is some familiarity for a young player coming into this league. So not that he wouldn't have been successful in just about any place he landed, but I think the overall comfort here and the opportunity, quite frankly, we, as everyone knew going into the draft, we didn't have a point guard under contract. So great opportunity for him to come in here and establish himself, not only this year, but for seasons to come.
Scott Perry joining us. I'm going to tread very lightly here because Scott has always been wonderful with the media and making time and really being on the front foot when it comes to kind of checking in off the record and straightening things out. So I'm going to take you back to a lunch we had a couple months ago where you, dare I say, had maybe the biggest piece of salmon I've ever seen. They served him this piece of salmon. It was like a medallion.
Oh, really?
Oh my gosh!
Exactly.
I won't name the place. It was a great place, but they served him a thumbnail sized piece of salmon.
Exactly. We were all waiting for like, what's the next piece coming? Right?
Scott ordered a goldfish salad.
Exactly.
So I asked. We were talking about a number of prospects, but of course you have to be very careful here because Scott has to be very careful with he's always, whether he's on the air or off the air, always follows the rules, and I love that about him. And I had mentioned as a general question defense and worries about defense with some of the rumored prospects. Now that we can talk openly, there's no question about his offensive capability, leadership. I mean, Darius checks all the boxes. There were questions about his defense, and I think you have a bit of a different tack on that. Walk us through why you're maybe not as worried as some of the rumors were about Darius's defense coming in.
Well, so often when guys are coming out of college who are high usage offensive players, they're not ready defensively maybe to come to this level because they haven't been asked to do as much on that end because they have to carry such a burden and such a load for their college team. But one thing that when you do your research and what you know about Darius Acuff Jr. is he's a highly competitive young man. And he is going to take on a challenge. He wants to take on whatever matchup he has. And he knows the point guard position in this league is filled with a lot of talent and guys on any given night that can come in and score 40 points against you if you're not focused and ready to get down and defend. He has the necessary athletic traits. He's strong. He has good length to him. He has 6'7" reach for a guy who's 6'2.5", 6'3", and he can really move well laterally. You see that in his offensive play, but we've seen him defensively do it in spots as well too. So the challenge for him, as it is for all young players, is to be consistent in that area. And I just think he will not want to be recognized as a weak link on that end. That's just not who he is. So we're very confident in that. You know, I'm confident in Doug and the staff that they will push him that way. And I mentioned it yesterday at the press conference. Another component to him being able to be better defensively is to get in elite shape. The better condition you are, and then you're not worried about, okay, do I need to take play? What end do I need to take plays off on the offensive end or defensive end? When you're in great shape, you're able to sustain the necessary effort on both ends of the floor, and that will be the biggest challenge, to get him in that type of shape as well as the rest of the basketball team.
Scott, I'm curious about the flexibility you felt you needed on draft night, because as you said, like the first four we all kind of thought would go the way they did in some order. And then, as you mentioned, I mean, 4 point guards went in a row, and you were picking third out of the four. You get the guy you wanted, but I don't know, maybe the Clippers take a cuff. Maybe the Nets are interested. Did you have to be fluid and flexible, knowing, hey, to get him, we might have to move up? Did you get pretty early intel that you could stay at 7 and still get the guy that you ultimately wanted?
Well, we got a lot of intel that we could have a chance if we stayed at 7. And what now you heard me say this often, I'm not somebody that's going to overact. I know there was overreact to situations. There was a lot of noise out there that, the Kings are aggressively trying to move up. It's hard to move up into the top 5 or 6 in the draft. There's a lot of noise around that, and it can be very pricey. And as I mentioned at the top of the show, the talent level was very deep. Now, obviously, Darius was the one that was the top of our board at the position, but we also, I also believe that a number of those point guards that were selected are going to be fine NBA players. And if that had ultimately happened, then we would have been in that position to draft one of those players.
Second year in a row, Scott, that you have manufactured a first-round pick by trading up, not to the top 5, but last year with Nate Clifford, this year with Alex Caravan. I don't think it's a coincidence. We've been talking about that John Calipari, Kelvin Sampson, Coach Hurley, these guys are all coming from phenomenal programs. What was it about Alex that made you go, yeah, we need this dude on this team?
If I could sum it up in one word, winner. And obviously we'll expand on that, but this young man is the winningest player in UConn basketball history. Think about that for a moment. Think about all of the terrific pros and college players that have come through UConn. I've had the pleasure, going back to my days working with the Rip Hamilton, who was tremendous and was a champion there at UConn. I've worked with Ben Gordon before at UConn when I was in Detroit. Just to name a few, but coming out of that program, those guys are highly disciplined. The focus is on winning, very team-oriented. And as you watch Alex, as I've watched him throughout his career, he always showed up in big moments. He's a tremendous connector on the court with his teammates. He will play whatever role he needs. I think he's a very smart basketball player, and I don't think you can have enough smart basketball players on the floor. And obviously, we talked about his ability to stretch the floor. And so I believe in what we're trying to build here. You need as many players as you can from programs like that. Guys who already come in the door, who've been challenged on a daily basis, have had some tough, hard coaching. And so they won't be afraid when adversity hits. They're going to understand what they have to do to get to the other side. So really excited to have him. I think he's going to add not only a lot on the court for us, but in our locker room as well, because, again, he's been in 3 national championship games, having won 2 of them. And that says a lot when a guy has won that much won that many games, and he brings that attitude and experience into your locker room. So really excited to have him.
How about Sharp? I want to give him some love too. A 2nd-round pick, same kind of resume as far as who he played for, his intensity, his experience. What did you see in him when you drafted him at 45?
One of the toughest competitors in college basketball this year. In my conversations with Kelvin Sampson about him, he often referred to him as one of the toughest guys he's coached. And when you hear that from Kelvin Sampson, you sit up and you take notice. But it's great that the guy can shoot the basketball as well too. Again, you never can have enough people that can shoot the ball well. I think he's the all-time leading 3-point shooter in the University of Houston's history. but can really defend. We've talked a lot about defense here and wanting to be much better defensively as a team this year. So you need a guy like him that can get out, apply pressure on the basketball, understand what it means to make second, third, even fourth efforts on that end to close out possessions. So really excited to have him. Very personable guy, and I think somebody that the Kings fans will embrace as they get to see this young man play.
Scott Perry joining us. I'm going to give you a compliment, but I think it's based in truth. And we talked about this earlier. I said Scott Perry makes Mark Jones look like he's not connected to anybody. Your tentacles, if you will.
No, hey, Mark knows a lot now.
I know.
That's a mouthful now.
I'm just saying, like you know everyone's dad, everyone's kid, everyone's you played with someone's uncle, and that look, you were here for about 5 minutes not that long ago with Vlade, and that was by quantity at least the most successful free agent summer we ever had with George Hill, Vince Carter, and Zach Randolph. And now the reason I'm leading here is that Darius Acuff's camp said, we want to play in Sacramento. I'm not going to get anything rumored. We'll address that later, but we're hearing other things about players being attracted to playing in Sacramento. Scott, I think you're a part of that, and I know you're humble enough to where you won't agree, but I would like for you to talk about how you're being a basketball lifer and these connections really aid in the pitch you're making to players about playing on a 22-win team last year.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate the compliment. My philosophy has always been to, and wherever I'm at, but in particular in a market like Sacramento, there is some very unique, special qualities to this organization and to this team. You've heard me say this before. The fan base and how they embrace this group, and you're really the only professional team in town. So you're not competing with NFL football team, a Major League Baseball team, or a hockey team, NHL hockey team. You are the attraction. So it is our job to sell and market that to potential free agent prospects, or if you're going to trade for someone, or draft prospects. We want to build an environment here that says Sacramento is a cool place to play, and we have proof of concept. And although I know it was some years ago, but with Doug Christie and Vlade Divac and Chris Webber and that group that played here, that really took the city by storm. And that's what struck me my first time here, that how that team still resonated almost 20 years later. And I just it's a driving force for me and the staff and the entire organization, is to build a team that can get back to that, generate that pride again in the team, in the city. And we've got some time ahead of us. We're not there yet by any means, but we're always going to keep our eye on that goal and work every day so that one day we can get there, and then I can come on this show and we can talk about that once we've arrived. But sure. little more to go.
Yeah,
but, I'm going to always, I won't apologize for my years of service in basketball. I've been in basketball like 40 years now, between my time as a college coach and an NBA front office executive. So the basketball universe it's become small to me because I've been around so much. So I don't know if it's a testament as much as to my network of people, or I'm just an old guy now. So, that was you guys' nice way of calling me an older guy, I guess. Exactly.
There was a compliment in there.
And Mark Jones too.
Exactly.
Scott, the next bit of action we'll actually get to see is coming up this weekend, the Classic, and then Vegas next week. We know the new guys, Sharp and Caravan and Acuff, will be playing. As far as Kings fans go, will we get a chance to see Neek or Cardwell, or I know Max is doing some stuff overseas too, but like any familiar faces that might be joining the rookies in either the Classic or in Vegas?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, the plan is to have Neat Clifford and Dylan Cardwell participate. Don't know how many games they will play, but great opportunity for them to get some reps with the rookie class this year. I think that's very important. It's important for those guys as well to put into game action a lot of the things that they've been working on since the season ended. So I'm excited about that. And I'm excited. This will be my first Cal Classic, guys.
Oh, good.
So we obviously didn't have it last year, so it'll be exciting for me to sit there and watch this group, and we'll have a number of free agent guys or guys that didn't get drafted or guys who've played in the G League that join our team, and so just look forward to getting a first look at what our young guys can do and play together. So I'm excited about that. And the first practice, I believe, will be Thursday, the 2nd. So looking forward to it.
Scott Perry with us as we're wrapping up with him. I'm going to boy, am I going to do a wind up and tread lightly here, but as I explained to the audience before, you'll get where I'm going. A lot of stuff out there that we'll obviously be able to talk to you about at a later date, whether it's a rumored trade or a rumored opt-in or a rumored potential trade. All this stuff going on that, rules say you can't talk about. We don't want to put you in a bad spot. So let's talk philosophically. We know you have your pillars, but we also know that your general thought that you've mentioned is, hey, this isn't a 5-minute project. It's going to take some time, and you have prioritized draft capital. You have prioritized not taking on additional monies. I guess my question in that lead up is, but are there certain situations, are there certain opportunities that could arise where you might bend one of those pillars or bend one of those rules if you feel like it's going to benefit this team long term and maybe, God forbid, even accelerate that rebuild?
I think there's always an inflection point that comes where you say, okay, here's the time to go for it, and to make that big move, maybe sacrifice some extra draft capital to bring in a player, or to make a big trade that changes your franchise. So again, it just falls in line with what I said all along. My job is to always know and observe the landscape and be very prudent and opportunistic to take advantage of the landscape if we feel that's gonna work for us. And I like where we're at today. Again, we're just starting year 2, and this group we just drafted, because we've been talking about this guy. This will be an important group to see them grow and develop. I'm excited to see from the group last year. I want to see them take a step this year, and then our returning veterans. They're coming back this. I expect them to perform at a high level, be bought in totally to what we're doing, and improve upon a very tough season last year. So that's what I'm excited about right now.
Just maybe as another philosophy one for you, Scott. Dave and I were talking about this earlier, and you're not going to comment on the players per se, but the amount of all-stars that have been traded just in 2026, free agencies coming, all this stuff is happening. You're in the game. You're a part of this. I don't know. Do you think this is good for the league to have the amount of high-profile people that have, change teams and get new starts? It's kind of chaotic. It's fun for fans, but is it, someone that's living it, is it good?
It's probably more fun for fans, like you said.
Right.
It takes me back when I see and hear all this activity. It takes me back to my little short stint with ESPN. That we were all over the rumors, the trades, and what if this and what if that. And so many times, a lot of those things didn't come to fruition, but they were fun to talk about. But I guess any time that the NBA is in front and center in terms of, high-end players, switching teams, I think it keeps the fan bases engaged. I think it gets people energized, keeps them energized about the sport. So we just, again, but my job is not to fall prey to all of the outside noise and the emotions of that and feel like, oh, okay, all these big names are moving. Let me jump in and just see if we can get a big name for the sake of giving the big name. No, we will become participants in that when there's an opportunity where we see that type of player fits what we're trying to build here, and we have a legitimate chance to be able to get that player. So that's when you'll see us jump into that fray.
I think we'll let you go with an easy one, and we really appreciate your time today, Scott, checking in with the fan base. I know you'll enjoy this question. We've been very full of praises. By the way, we know how mock draft grades go, but A+.
Really? I haven't even seen the grades.
They've been good.
You got 2 A+ and A-. I mean, we're talking ESPN. They're all over it. And we're always very careful to not just compliment you, but also to mention, and like I said, I know this will ring true with you, your entire staff, from the scouts all the way on up. It truly is a team. And specifically, we talk about connections and you being connected. How great is it to have on your right hand as well a former NBA champion, a guy that worked for a massive agency for basically 2 decades, who knows it in and out. It's not just you, but I'm talking about B.J. Armstrong and the rest of that team putting the professional face on this franchise.
Oh, it's been awesome. I couldn't do it without BJ at my side. Obviously, you talking about a Rolodex and knowing a lot of people.
Yeah.
Check his out sometime. But his knowledge of the game, his knowledge of the people, and his knowledge of the agent industry has been invaluable for us. Having Alvin Gentry in the front office, who, we laugh about this around the office. Alvin has probably coached, there's been over 5,000 players that have played in the NBA. He may have coached 1,000 of them. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's ever played in the league. So, you talking about another guy who's Rolodex and knowledge of people. But Phil Jabor, Paul Johnson, my executive staff, Tom Perry, who leads up our strategy and all our analytics group there, and Mark Tilda, who does a fine job managing the cap for us. Just thankful to have them all. Our PR team was great throughout the whole process of the draft, and our business leadership too. It's been really great to work really in lockstep with the business leadership as well as the ownership group in terms of everybody coming on board, supporting the vision of what we're trying to get accomplished here. So that's been going really well. We need to continue that.
You notice he didn't say media partner. Yeah, that's fine.
Exactly.
That's fine. That's okay.
but if you weren't at the draft, you weren't in the draft room. That's why I enjoyed exactly.
We wanted to be.
I know you did.
Hey,
I know you did.
I had the rest of your salmon in my backpack. Don't worry.
Exactly. See that?
Scott,
I think we need to market a salmon appetizer. Like that, exactly. Come up with a.
You post some of this stuff up. We owe you another dinner. Scott Perry joining us. And look, we've taken a lot of your time. You've been so gracious. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the summer, even though I know you're working. And we'll see you at the California Classic.
Yes, absolutely. Let's catch up and let's get a piece of salmon.
Yes. One tiny piece.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. All right, bye now.
That's Scott Perry. By the way, me having tech questions.
You nailed it.
I mean, what a setup.
Yep.
Sounded perfect. Looked perfect. Guy's he's on a generational heater.
Yes, he is.
I hope.
Yes, he is.
Our thanks to Scott Perry. Remember, that will be available everywhere interviews are sold. So you got YouTube, you got the app. I'm sure our friends Matt and Kayla and or Alan and Whitey will replay some of that. And that's it.
Yeah, by the way, one celebrity birthday I'm giving you today. Very important.
Okay.
Happy birthday, G-Man.
Oh, my God.
Gary Gerald's birthday.
Gary Gerald's 50 today.
Happy birthday, G-Man.
Proud of him.
Bump your booty out there, brother.
Matt and Kayla next. Bye-bye now.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe.
From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
And we're live from the living room as Doug eyes up the matchday spread. He's reaching for the Buffalo wing. Perfect! Hang on, what's this? Oh, he's gone for a can of Pepsi too! Incredible! What a finish! Sensational combination! Look at the delight on his face. There's no doubt about it. It just tastes better. Match days deserve Pepsi. Food deserves Pepsi. Grab a pack of Pepsi Zero Sugar for today's match. It's poetry.